I got that scuttlebutt.
Hurry up.
You'll be like, what? When I drop that scuttlebutt. Okay, now huddle up.
Go ahead. Take a second. Do you need to throw up? Go ahead.
That gave me chills.
No,
I know I
deuce chills like before you have to take a poop.
No, that made the poop just crawl right back in, if anything.
Okay. Yep. That's okay. All right. Well, welcome. Welcome to the 6th episode of Truly the Female Perspective podcast with one American and one Canadian.
Soon to be American.
That's right.
American.
We can't wait to have her. So as you can see, we're short 2 guests. One is short. Actually, she's short too, I think. Filipino Meatball is running late.
You mean rolling late?
He's rolling late. And Steph from Geeks and Gamers, she was having a little bit of an issue with her Uber. So when she gets here, she gets here. No rush. And as always, I have Cannoli Sasquatch running things on the back end. He's the other half of my cannoli. And I appreciate you guys here. So this is my first female perspective podcast on my new channel. I appreciate everybody that found their way here from Cannoli's channel. I was a little worried about that. He kicked me out. He said, I'm done. Thank you for helping me grow the channel. I've gotten to 600 subs. It's time for you to go. So here we are. I guess he's an autistic slut.
Yeah, he's an autistic slut. So of course he's going to
and we're both drinking Trulies.
Yes. I am partaking in my first alcoholic beverage in 8 months. So I will likely be drunk later on in this stream.
That's okay. We like a drunk Vex. We do. And if anybody is confused, there is one flag. It's behind me. Oh, here, just a moment. I do have a little something. I wanted to remind everybody. I know we're getting a lot of misconception on what our flag is, but just so you guys know, this is our flag. Okay. And look what we have. Speaking of flags.
Oh, hey.
Hey, buddy. Why aren't our names showing up? Isn't that weird?
Man, my caption was good this time.
I have
Do
no
you see
idea.
our names, Cannoli? Do you see our names showing up? Yeah, exactly. This is what happens when I start.
Are you drinking a Truly as well tonight, Meatball?
Oh, what kind of crap is that?
I think I actually have a couple Trulies in the fridge. So at intermission, I might have to go get a Truly.
There is no intermission. We just talk and talk and talk.
Well, let me change my my screen name then as well.
Bring back Kmart. Oh my God, I used to love Kmart for real.
Bro, I remember my mom would go in there and be like, "You have $20 to spend," and I swear to God, I came back with 3 cartfuls of stuff.
Yeah, that's like 5 and below now. Okay, so Vex is waving very, very crazy, which means there's a lot of chat business going on. So we're going to address the chat. Let me scroll all the way back up because we've been getting, oh my gosh, there's a lot of conversation in here. Thank you very much. So Carolina was our first. She was our first at 4:58 p.m. So like an hour before the stream started, she was already commenting.
Damn.
So I appreciate that. So Vex really does have a love for this month. She'd like all of you to have a happy Pride Month.
I'm a faggot this month, guys.
Wow.
This is you're gay.
Gay.
So, real quick, everyone, just so everybody is not confused, this is what flounder looks like.
Thank you. Do we have a scuttle?
We don't have a scuttle, no.
You missed the beginning of the show. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
No, please don't play it again. Please don't play it again.
I got that scuttlebutt.
Hurry up.
You'll be like, what? When I drop that scuttlebutt. Okay, now huddle up.
I didn't do it. Cannoli did that, so you take it up with him.
I'll fist fight him in the parking lot.
I just want everybody to remember red, white, and blue is where it's at, okay? I mean, I'm wearing come on, everybody. Let's get it together. None of this rainbow shit anymore. I mean, I love rainbows, but apparently if you wear rainbows, you're gay. Okay, so Angry Canadian with an E has to do house chores for the wife.
It's Angry Canadian. It's French with an E.
Oh, I love when you talk like that. Thank you.
I didn't actually mean I was going gay this month.
Well, if you want to.
No, you already said it. It's locked in.
Yep.
We can't go back now.
It's on the interwebs.
It's on the interwebs. It means it's true.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you have to earn your keep. I get it. Oh, we don't say that S word here on my stream. Can I just
Slave?
Can I just
Slut?
tell you something really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just tell you, I watched this thing on TikTok, and this woman does funny Zillow listings of really strange houses with weird insides.
Okay.
It is primary suite. You're not allowed to say master bedroom. It's
What are
primary.
we supposed to say?
Master bedroom. What do you say?
What are we supposed to say? Like, what are they trying to make us say?
Oh, it's because it makes black people think of the maesters from back in the day. That's why.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why we can't say field, because they think that they're field N-words from back in the day.
So you cannot say, you no longer can.
So
it's not-
are the house N-words? What are we trying to say here?
Yeah. No, listen, I just want to warn everybody. It's a thing now. You cannot say master bedroom. You have to say primary suite. Take it
So
down.
I have
Right?
2 primary suites in my home?
Yes, you do.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yep. Listen,
I
what
think
you
I
do
feel
is-
like this depends on the area you're in, because we call it like they're fine with master bedroom here in
well,
Florida.
they're fine with it here too. I don't know where
Well,
the hell
everything's fine with everybody in Florida. It's Florida. Make America Florida.
Listen, I'm not mad at that.
Do you,
all
know
right.
how fast they counted their election over there? They were done in like 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Hey, actually, Andrew, hopefully you're still here. Just, I don't know. People early in the chat, they're probably like, what is this shit? And then, of course, my favorite. So, can I just, I'm so sorry. My lovely lady, Shiro, she can't be with us. She might be with us for a little bit later in the stream. She is at has to go to a wedding. I don't know if it's a wedding weekend. I don't think the wedding is tonight. I'm not sure. She might pop in, but we do miss her. But that's
I'm
it.
already a little buzzed. I'm gonna be honest.
Bro, I'm
Dude.
hammered. I've been off this whole week. Bro, I've been hammered every
Yeah,
day.
he texted me from a random bar. I'm sitting at work. It's like 10 a.m. and he's like, dude, look what they got on tap. It was truly.
It was, for the record, everyone, it was a sports book, and I was 3 drinks deep before I saw the Truly.
Yes. Oh, scissors. Did you need to do anything, Vex?
Oh, I did it already, but
Oh,
I
you
can,
did. All right, cool.
I can
cool,
do
cool.
it again. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, hi, mother-in-law. She's saying hi to you. She loves you. Because you
Oh,
put
can
up
I
with
get
her
a-
son.
Can I hijack your show for like 15 seconds to do a free plug?
Of course.
So a very good friend of mine, she has her own candle company, and she used to do it just locally here. Basically, she cuts the top off of liquor bottles and fills them with these amazingly smelling candles. She just launched her own website, so she's now just off. She used to just do like the local craft shows or whatever, but there you go. The name of the company is Grumpy Dog Candles, and they
Well,
ship nationwide.
Can you put the link in the private chat and Cannoli can load it? I mean, if
sure,
you're
that
gonna,
sounds like
if you're going to, what is the word I'm looking for?
properly shout someone out.
I was gonna look for a more derogatory word, but any hoodle. Joker voice saying hello to my mother-in-law. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna go see this tomorrow night. Thanks
Are
to
you gonna do
Andrew's
Are you gonna do a
nonstop tweets
review?
about it.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see.
Oh, Fiona. Yes, this is a friend of Vex, and she is hooking me up with some stuff. She's a
I love
good-
Fiona. I love you, Fiona. Never change.
And then, of course, what is a conversation or a Twitter thread without this one here? Subtle deviancy is like always up to no good, and we love it. We love it. No, you weren't supposed to send it in a tweet. I said do you know what the private chat is here in StreamYard, buddy? Tim, hello.
He's not there.
Wait, what
so-
happened? No, I don't.
All right,
Yeah,
listen.
sorry.
We'll see what's his face can do on the back end. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just here for my good looks, and that's really failing me right now.
They're having okay. Hey, Zach, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And what is going? Oh, Jana. So, you know what Jana calls herself, and I love this. She called herself the other day the obligatory chat whore.
Wow, Jesus.
Is that not
I
the
like
best
it.
name?
I
I love
like
it. I love it.
You
She
got to get that on
definitely
a
is.
T-shirt now, Jen.
We have to. We have to. She is definitely the chat whore, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, we'll have to put this up because, why I love compliments. I mean, come on now. Thank you very much. I did try a new foundation today, so I don't want to look so greasy guinea on camera. Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, sorry, Meatball. Sorry. This comment's for you.
I mean, I don't spot an error in that comment.
Okay.
That is 100% factual.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm just scrolling through. Oh, here we go.
Have you seen that new surgery that you can gain 4 inches by snapping your fucking legs?
Yeah, we've talked about this before on this stream, I'm pretty sure.
Was I involved?
About how you can break your legs and then grow like a couple inches.
With 4 inches. They break both your femur and your whatever the below the knee is.
Hey, Roman and Nos, thank you for stopping by. Oh, Zax, you're mowing? Okay. I'm not sure if that's a code word for something, but good luck. Good luck. Oh, hey, Tyler. Thank you for stopping by. It's because I tagged all these people and I forced them. I said, listen, this is my first stream really on my new channel and I need the traction. So your $5 will all be sent to you in envelopes throughout the week. Thank you. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, the chat just doesn't stop. I mean, I do appreciate it. The Little Mermaid fish. Oh, what's his name? So this is Flounder, but this is really what Flounder is supposed to look like, not that sick piece of shit in the movie, which, Meatball, did you see the movie?
I can thankfully say no, but my child did today.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about it, and I'm sorry if you can't really get into the What, Vex? Your face? Go ahead.
Sorry, he's not sick. He just looks like he's ready to go on the grill. That's all.
No,
Which, by
not
the way,
even. What are you gonna grill? There's nothing to grill. I'm Asian.
Bro,
You can't grill
listen. I went to go see The Little Mermaid last week.
I love this.
And I really was just craving flounder afterwards because I've never had flounder, and flounder is pretty common down here in the South. So I had some flounder afterwards, and it was pretty fucking good.
Lit. Flounder's amazing.
There you go.
Yeah, no,
There's
it
something.
really is. It really is. I am a pescatarian, so I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish, so the fancy word is pescatarian. So yeah, I'm going to start eating flounder too in protest of them effing up my fish. Because listen, anybody who owns something this big and has had it for years, I was a hardcore fan. They fucked my movie up. So Meatball, the first 20 minutes or so is going to be me and Vex going on a rampage about how they screwed up our movie. And you can chime in whenever, or you could just get your truly at that point. But Vex and I have not been able to discuss this together other than in our chat. So we need screen time.
I just need one comment in for this.
Please do.
Whatever the fuck they did to Scuttle, I will throw hands at that person.
We'll get there. We will get there.
I told you.
Scuttle.
Hold on. R2, I told you to shut up. It was a secret. God, you don't know how to keep. First of all, he blasts my real name in the chat one day, and now he's up to this.
To be fair, you blasted your real name on a podcast on Spotify a couple months ago.
For the record,
so.
you blast everyone's real names all the time.
I know, Tim. Sorry. Actually, I don't. I know Vex's real name, but I forget it because I don't ever call her that. But I've seen her real name, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
It's perfect though, because my name is too ethnic for people to just spit
Oh my
out.
God. So here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. So the first time, Cannoli was sending me information because I was sending her Vex something.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me her name and I went, oh, I knew she was brown, but I didn't know which brown she was really. Really early on. And I was like, oh, that brown. Okay.
7-Eleven brown. 7-Eleven
brown. But I love that she's Vex because I don't think I could say her real name, but she'll have to tell me it in private. You could send me the vocal chat thing on Twitter.
I'll send you a voice message. Yeah.
What, that's, oh God, vocal chat? What the vocal chat?
How many Trulies in are you? Like,
dude, I've only had one. It's been a long day, dude. This was like chores day. You know, you have to go to 15 different stores and get Cannoli all the different foods he wants. All right, Cannoli, you better keep up on the chat over there.
Did I hear we're doing a run for food? What's happening?
Not anymore. No.
Not anymore. Oh, Joker. She's upstairs. She's supposed to be watching it. She might chime in now that you've asked her to chime in. By the way, I'm going to plug really quick because he's up. Monday's stream on MMM is going to be the Joker, the movie, and Joker is coming fully dressed. I'm just
Which
saying.
I will be now on that stream. I was originally not supposed to, but now that I'm stuck in Florida for another week, I will be there.
Okay, I was going to add, we'll have to talk off stream. I wanted to ask you, I know what's going on with the situation, and I, of course, here's when you ask a man anything. This is the female perspective. We can say these things. You ask a man a question, like women have follow-up questions, right? I don't know. I didn't ask. Well, listen.
I have follow-up questions. Yes, I had many questions. It's fine. My car shat the bed essentially, so I am now stuck down here with $3,200 worth of repairs.
Is that how much it costs?
That's how much it's going to be.
What did you? It's a Tacoma. What can you break on a Tacoma that costs that much?
So the first and second gen Tacomas have a very serious like rusting problem, and because I'm from the north where they salt the roads 6 to 7 months of the year, that has progressed that damage a lot more. So essentially, the entire front undercarriage of my truck.
I love undercarriage. That's the funniest word. I love that you said that. Sorry.
It's rusted to shit, and the transmission lines are damaged. The power steering fluid lines and pumps are all damaged. So they have to take apart and replace a whole bunch of shit just so it is in good operating condition.
Trade it in and get a new one.
First of all, Jana, if you're going to be the obligatory chat whore, you can put the baby down. Copa said you could just put it with a feeding bowl and just order in. I don't understand the problem. Get this shit down. The baby's 6 weeks old already. Come on now.
I thought you could do what they do in Pan's Labyrinth, where they put the little ginger root in a bowl of milk under the bed, and then it becomes a baby.
Yeah. Oh, here, Sato has a question for you. He doesn't. I mean,
no, that's Filipino meatball.
Yes. Oh,
wait a minute.
So wait a minute. So another reason Canada has fucked you with your car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, another reason. And the funny thing is too is like I get my truck go for maintenance every 6 months because I drive so much even when I'm back home. And I knew the rust was a problem that I'd have to deal with eventually, but it's just like all these technicians and all the rust specialists didn't notice any of this shit.
We have different standards here in America.
That's honestly what it is. Canadians are fucking horrible people. I am going on the record and saying that Canadians are a bunch of fucking cunts. Okay, they are selfish. They are not nice, and they are quite frankly idiots. So if you ever meet a Canadian, just immediately have those 3 things in mind because that's what you're going to be dealing with.
Hold on, everyone. We have our special guest. Hi.
Hello. Hi. I'm so sorry I'm late.
No, listen, we've just been shooting the shit for about 20 minutes, just kind of getting, we're just talking. We haven't even got into the actual podcast yet. We were just talking about how Canada sucks. Because, Vex is from Canada and she's visiting Florida from there. And let's see, what else did we talk about? I don't know. Anyway, this is Steph. Steph, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Stephanie, aka My Nerdy Home, part of the Geeks and Gamers team. I do vlogs on Geeks and Gamers life, and I live in Florida now. I'm a Texan who relocated to Florida for work. So
okay, nice. And how do you love it? Do you love it there better than Texas, or?
Texas will always be home. I'll never love another place as much as I love Texas. But if I'm moving from one Republican state to another, then it would have to be Florida.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I know we were now Filipino Meatball and myself. We both live in Arizona, so
okay.
We fell victim to the bullshit that it was with the counting of the votes, and
still not done counting.
They're still not done. We always joke that they're still not done counting because we just feel like, oh, here, this is my daughter. This is my daughter for you. You called her on FaceTime.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I remember.
I realized going through all my pictures, you and I never got a picture together at the meetup.
Oh, we didn't?
Nope. We were too busy talking.
Yeah, we did talk a lot.
You can screenshot this now. There you go.
I'll cut us out and put us together. I'll make something on Canva where it looks like we really were in the same room. So, yeah, Steph, I am so appreciative that you took the time. You're a busy, busy lady. I know you're behind the scenes on like Jeremy's show in the morning and his DJ Cobra stream. And Are you a part of his really late night stream too that he does like until all hours of the night?
So I have a time limit because I do wake up to do the daily show in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
So I usually like I'll tell him like I got until like maybe one. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But if they do a gaming stream, then I'm there for the most part, helping with like the chat. So that way, because when they're gaming, like they tend to be quiet, so they're not really like interacting with the chat, and so they feel really bad about that. So they were like, "Hey, come hang out with the chat, read super chats," because they feel really bad that they're not looking at the chat and they have to like.
Well, it is really hard because I've noticed whenever I want to like say hi to you and you're playing Mario Kart, I wait till the race is over and then I wait until like the screen's loading up again and I'm like sending it. Maybe you'll see it because you're right. How can you play games and chat with the people at the same time? It's hard. I get it.
Well, if you want to, for Mario Kart and like main event,
if
you're looking for me, look at locals because that's the chat that I'm normally. I have the main one popped out.
Okay.
But I like my focus is mostly like on the locals chat. There's not a lot of people in there.
Okay.
So that's where I hang out. That's my little space.
Awesome. Yeah. I just love all the content you guys put out. It's hysterical. Since the meetup and since wanting to get into YouTube more, I've been watching more of just all of your guys' content over at Geeks and Gamers because, it helps you kind of get a sense of what you need to do. But looking at Vex's face right now, Vex is a gamer as well. And she has a gaming channel and a movie channel. And I did put all of Steph's links in the description, including her Twitch, because she does game over there. How often do you game over there?
Oh,
all the time?
No, are you kidding?
No?
I need to do more because like Twitch is my relaxation time. But because I'm editing, I'll edit like the dailies every day, and that's about like 4 hours in front of the screen.
Okay.
And then I do, I'm constantly taking out my phone because we're always like running around, so I'll vlog and then I edit from my phone.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'll hang out with streams and stuff like that. So by the time I'm like, I need to do something for me, I just don't want to.
Yeah. You got no time anymore, no energy by the time the day's over.
So and I feel like if I stream on Twitch and I play Animal Crossing, which is my favorite game, I'm actually making a Geeks and Gamers Island over there. I'm so tired. So if I do stream, I'll stream for like an hour on Twitch, probably like maybe 3 times a month. I feel terrible.
No, that's okay. I just know you love gaming, so I
do, and I want to do it more, but I'm so tired.
Tell Jeremy you need a vacation or you need to just clone yourself.
That's what I need to do.
There you go.
I mean, I'm trying to work on that because I can't work this full-time job that I have and try to YouTube all at the same time. And then, Vex has the same problem because now she has 2 channels, a gaming channel, a movie channel. She has this real life job she has to do. And it's just like these day jobs, we got to talk to Steph and figure out how to get rid of the day job and just get to do these
feet pics. Feet pics are where it's at. There you go.
Feet pics. That's right. Yeah, you don't even have to show your face. Just put your feet out there.
Exactly. There you go.
Well, Meatball right here does do feet pics, don't you, sir? No. Okay.
Y'all don't want to see this.
So Meatball is our resident male perspective on our show. So towards the end of the show, he likes to ask us funny questions and get female perspective. Like our very first stream that we had, what did he ask us? He asked us something about
our leggings pants.
Yes, he asked us if leggings were pants. What do you think?
I mean, they cover your legs. Technically, they are, but they're also not. When I think of pants, I think of like a suit. Like work clothing.
Yeah.
If it's pants.
Yeah.
If it's jeans, then they're jeans. You can wear them. If they're leggings, then they're leggings. So technically, since they cover your legs, I guess they would fall under the pant umbrella. But I wouldn't consider them like maybe
the see-through ones are the issue when they're too see-through. Like we had that whole conversation too, where when you're going to work out and your leggings are see-through and you decide to bend over and grab like the weights or something. So
work out. What is that?
Hey, listen, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get back into it. I slacked a little bit, and my middle section is not appreciative. Let's just say that. Steph, did you see The Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Good. Because here's the thing. We're gonna rip the shit out of it. Oh, unless you liked it.
Let's do that. No.
Giddy up. Now, Filipino Meatball hasn't seen it, so he's probably just going to sit here and he'll chime in. Oh, and I want to show you, Steph, in case you forgot, honey, this is what Flounder really looks like. Okay.
Yes, and oh my gosh, where is he? He's right there. Hold on just a second.
Yes, get him.
Shit's stuck on me.
Oh, I was going to
That's
wear
what she said.
Yep. See, there you go. There's your female perspective, male perspective.
I love your little plushie. I want that Flounder plushie. This is what he does not look like. I went to McDonald's the other day and got a Happy Meal.
Oh, you did get the Happy Meal toys. Vex and I talked about that in our chat. Oh, that is awful. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a cartoon.
There's no color to it.
He's gray. He's not
that
even
an emo?
yellow.
Yes, it's
not
emo.
He's like gray. He's gray. He's gray and like an ugly blue.
They whitewashed him. That's what happened. There you go. Unfortunately.
They sure did. They sure did. So Vex had a good take on the whole thing, since this is the female perspective, type of show. I guess we can start. Do you want to start talking about how they changed the ending for empowerment of women from the original? Vex, why don't you start? Because your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. That's usually when she has something great to say.
No, I've talked about this movie to death at this point, and it's still
we
really irritating.
have to. You're right, and I feel kind of bad because we have done our movie reviews now. Just so you know, this is my brand new channel, Steph. So I appreciate you helping me launch it off. Cannoli Sasquatch kicked me off his channel, so but I did a movie review on this movie for my very first review. It was a little rough. And then Vex did her review. And then Vex has been on a few streams since then and just has been talking nonstop about it. So I'm going to make her do it one more time.
I just can't fucking stand this movie. I can't understand why anyone thought that this was going to be a good adaptation in any way. Okay, Ariel, we'll just start there. Let's start there. Okay, Halle Bailey cannot act. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't care who stands for her or whatever. She can't act.
Yep. No.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna put this comment up that Fiona had put up in the chat earlier. She's not a good singer. She's a good singer when she sings her own stuff. Like I was saying in my review, is that the song that was actually written for her, which was, what was that one called when she was getting?
I don't know what it was, but the original one when she first gets on land and has her legs.
Yeah, that
it was decent. It was decent because I think it was more written in the caliber of what her voice could do. Mm-hmm. And you're right. As it went on, it was terrible. But you're right, Vex. She couldn't act. Keep going.
Her singing isn't bad. It's just the fact that she was doing her best to imitate what Jodie Benson had done with the original Little Mermaid, and her voice doesn't have that range, right? So when she's doing Part of Your World, the final, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but the
voice crack part,
the final version that we have in the film and on the soundtrack, she's got a huge voice crack right at the very end of the song. Yeah, and I for the life of me, I just couldn't figure out why they thought that was the best take to keep in at all.
Is it during the Wandering Free where she says "Wandering Free"?
Well,
there you go. There's another one. There's another one where she cracked.
Oh, okay.
I've
only seen it once.
Oh, me too. But no, I saw it twice because somebody in the household was able to get a copy of it. So
I have a copy of it. Yeah.
Because Cannoli was going to be on a stream on Monday with Vex and on Beast Up, and they were going to talk about it. And so Cannoli was like, I got to know what I'm talking about. So we watched it all together. So I paid attention again to all the shit that I hated. And her voice cracks. And also she does make that funny sound with her voice somewhere in that song. But Part of Your World is one of the most iconic songs, in my opinion, in a Disney movie. And I'm just biased because it's my favorite Disney movie of all time. Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's mine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tied for mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah, your first one is
Aladdin.
That's right.
Not because I'm brown.
What?
It just
I was just going to say, relate
pick.
to the character. And we're a little racist here, Steph. We make fun of each other. Like Filipino short, and he's Filipino. Vex is, what would you call yourself besides brown?
7-Eleven brown.
She's the 7-Eleven brown is what she calls herself. And I'm a greasy guinea. So we all have our
Is it the
nationality.
thank you, come again? That
Thank-
type?
yeah.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness, Jesus.
Exactly. Up to.
But she doesn't care. That's why I love this group of people. Like we don't give a shit. We're not politically correct. We don't get our feelings hurt. And if you do, goodbye.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. So Steph, tell me the parts of the movie that just really irked you. If you can find just one thing.
If I could find just one thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's the scuttlebutt. I mean, that stands out from like the one cringe thing. I think that they thought that was going to be the new Peaches song. Like
Yes.
even today when I was at when I was at Universal, there was a kid still singing Peaches. So I feel like they really pushed the scuttlebutt in thinking that it was going to be like the new Peaches. We can make this the new Peaches, and it just wasn't. It was annoying. It stuck out from the movie. It did not belong in the movie. It was terrible.
Yeah,
that was like the one cringe thing. Going back to Halle Bailey, I think that she is a great singer. I think that she has a beautiful voice, and I think that they were really counting on her voice to carry the entire movie, and unfortunately, sorry, you can't have one inexperienced actress voice carry an entire film.
Yeah.
And that's not on Halle Bailey. You have a lot of people that are responsible for the making of this movie. So I'm not going to say that it's all Halle Bailey's fault. Yeah, she's not the strongest actress, but she's brand new, so she's going to need a lot of direction. And in that, she didn't get that. Right. On top of that, because she's inexperienced, she's filming this entire movie in front of a green screen opposite nobody, right? Because she's acting across from creatures that haven't been created yet.
Yeah.
And that already in itself, acting on a green screen is difficult. I mean, Sir Ian McKellen, like when he was filming The Hobbit, he like broke down because he's just like, I can't do this. It's difficult. And then on top of that, she's rigged because she's supposed to like be mimicking
swimming. Yeah.
So she's rigged and she's supposed to be acting. So it's super difficult for her, and because she's inexperienced, she's going to need a lot of direction, and it's just not there. You don't see that. I feel like also because her acting is unfortunately lacking. I know a lot of people loved Halle Bailey, and I feel like it's because they love her singing voice, and in that I give her so much credit. She has a beautiful voice, incredible. I think she can hit and belt those notes like nobody's business. She has a great voice. But she needed even more direction when she finally gets her legs and she has to rely on her facial expressions because she does not have a voice. I think that when she's on land, she has like maybe 3 expressions. It's kind of like, and so she doesn't have very many. Whereas in the animated classic, that's how she put across like all of her emotions, was her face, her facial expressions. Everything was overly done because she had no voice. I mean, if you look at people who have to sign, they're very animated with their facial expressions. They're incredibly expressive.
It's almost comical sometimes because they're all like so like animated, and sometimes
because they can't speak, so they have to come across in a different way. They have to have those facial expressions because that's how they express themselves. She's lost her voice, so how is she supposed to express herself with just a few really low key expressions? It doesn't come across that way. In the animation, she was incredibly expressive, and it almost looks as if the animators maybe even drew her eyes just a little bit bigger because they needed to get more emotion across, and that's how they were able to do it.
So there was a video that came across my feed a couple days, actually, coincidentally. So when they were animating Ariel for the original film, they had a model who they modeled her after, and they basically had her directed to make all of these different facial expressions and react in these certain ways, so that then the animators could copy that 100%. So the people that are defending Halle Bailey.
I screwed up every time.
I do it all the time too.
So my review was awful.
The people that are defending her acting, saying like, "Oh, it's in front of a green screen." No, there's literally footage of a woman doing it in 1987. She's in front of a blank screen. There are no animals in front of her. There's just someone directing her. So there's your proof right there that not only is this an unseasoned actress, but the direction was horrible as well. It's possible.
Yeah, she actually was probably just put out there and just not given enough of what she needed. She was too inexperienced. You're right. So, for instance, I just watched the movie Sisu. Yes, sir?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I have a question.
Okay, please do.
Because you guys are the experts in this. Is this a casting problem or a directing problem?
Both.
Both.
She was clearly hired just because she's a black girl. That's it.
I feel like they were trying to check boxes, and we're going to get back to that. But what I was trying to say is Sisu is a movie about an older gentleman who basically just finds gold and is trying to take it to the bank and gets his ass kicked all along the way. He doesn't speak any words until the very end of the movie. But his facial expressions, his mannerisms, and everything throughout the movie, you can feel what he's thinking because of just his facial expression. So I feel like she was dealt a raw deal because I feel like she wasn't adverse enough as an actress to be able to carry a movie based on facial expressions. Because you're right, when you don't have a voice, like she wasn't like this or like that or like scared, like there was nothing there to really bring you in to know how she was feeling. And I feel like that was a disservice. And I feel like they set Halle Bailey up to. Did I say that right this time? I don't know.
You did.
I feel like they set her up to fail, and I feel bad for her because I feel like they were trying to check too many boxes in this movie, and we'll get into the mermaids in a minute. And doing so, it was a disservice to her in her first movie, my opinion. You know,
she didn't have to take the role, though. To be fair,
that is true too.
But I also feel like as a young up and coming actress, what do you see?
You would want to.
What do you see when you have Disney wanting to cast you in the lead role of the Little Mermaid? You know, so she didn't have to take the role, but if she's like, oh my God, Disney wants me to, they're gonna jump at that opportunity because they see that, especially as a young newcomer, they see that as their launching pad. A lot of people see that as their launching pad. And unfortunately, while it might be in the back of their mind that, maybe this isn't the thing, they are also thinking of, this could set me up. This could be my big break. And the actors and actresses, they're always looking for their big break. And unfortunately, like the suits at Disney have another agenda as opposed to Halle Bailey's. You know, she's just waiting. She just wants her big role. She wants her big break, and she wants this launching pad to launch her entire career. Whereas the suits at Disney have a whole other agenda, and they're not even thinking about that. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I have to put the stream on hold. Joker voice. I thought we were friends, and you should not talk about the Little Mermaid and my Celine Dion like that. You can leave the stream now, sir.
Dang.
I thought we were
talk about Celine Dion like that. Talk about it. Do it.
How dare you, Steph? If you didn't know, I'm obsessed with Celine Dion. It's a thing. I shit for it all the time. Anyway, okay. So Fiona says she's done nothing but bring up race in every interview. When a Latin American interviewer says her race didn't matter and she was great, she tried to get him crucified for being a racist. That's the thing too. There's just so many negative views on this movie. It could have been so much different. I hate all the racism tied to this movie. And I hate the fact, and I said this in my review as well, I don't care what, it could have been any race. I wanted one race. I wanted a red-haired, fair-skinned, blue-eyed
What do you
girl.
mean by all the racism? Sorry, that's a very vague statement.
Well, if you don't like Halle Bailey as the mermaid, you're a racist. All the races meaning you could be Chinese, Japanese, 7-Eleven, Filipino, Hispanic, Italian, anything. Wouldn't cut it for me. I need her to look like my cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I would have hated any race in this movie, any one of them, even myself. Don't put an Italian girl as the
Who would you have casted?
It's interesting because they pretend as if they didn't make it about race themselves.
I know. That's what bothers me so much. They're trying to pretend they didn't. Now, there were talks, and I she's kind of nuts, but I think Ariana Grande might have done a better job.
Oh, absolutely. I think.
No,
Hold
Vex.
on.
No.
I
What do you-
think there was actually already a clip. Of, let me look.
Vex. Who
Yeah,
do you think-
absolutely. She would.
She's got no tits though.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is Disney didn't want to mimic the regular outfit anyway, so no tits might have worked for her because they wouldn't even do the seashells. And
That's
a
that's the
reason
other
why-
thing. The Halle Bailey is bodacious, and they just sucked all the life out of the figure, the
did.
amazing figure
Yeah.
she has
Mhm,
with
they
doing the
did.
CG scales. But then all of her sisters have all these elaborate scales compared to her as well, which makes it even worse.
You know, Vex, I'm a little disappointed in you because you were represented in this movie.
And
You were
And I
represented.
pointed out very clearly that I didn't like that. How the fuck is there a mermaid developing a sari for scales? That doesn't make any sense at all.
You know what? And in my review, I kept calling her India. That was so racist of me.
It's like
Indira.
Indira, I think
Indira,
it is.
And I kept calling her India. I felt really bad about it, but you're right. So that brings us to the mermaids. Just the depiction of every single race that you could possibly have. The interesting thing is they did do two very fair-skinned mermaids. One was English, and one was, I don't know,
Swedish or something like
Swedish
that.
or something.
Yeah.
Hold on, they did Swedish fish?
Yeah. Yes.
She wasn't red though. She's blue.
Oh, how horrible. You
I know.
missed the opportunity.
Yeah. No, I know. So what did Settle say? Hold on a second. I want a North Korean Little Mermaid that, oh my God. You have to excuse Settle. He likes to push the envelope, and he is he's also a obligatory chat whore. He's in everybody's chat, just messing it up, which we love. Oh, here, Angry Canadian would like you to talk about this, Vex.
The dreads that made absolutely no sense at all, and the fact that they put a fucking do-rag on her for half of the movie as well when she was on land.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, so like after she gets her legs and everything, so she gets, by her luck, taken to the castle and cleaned up by everyone there, and they put her in like the traditional garb, so the corset, the stockings, the shoes,
and
then
an ugly dress, by the way. I hated it.
a pretty bland dress, and then on her head they put a fucking do-rag on because that's supposed to be representation, I guess. So yeah, it looks, and I don't see anyone talking about that because you're trying to go, like, the whole point of film is that you go and you immerse yourself in a different world. It's supposed to be an escape. So you're trying to escape into this 16th century world, and they've got do-rags and white Caribbean people apparently in shanty towns was the other thing.
They just tried to check so many boxes that they forgot what the story was about. And it just, listen, and people make fun all the time. Oh, it's a cartoon. Why are you caring so much about a cartoon? It's the same thing that you say about comic books. Comic book fans are friggin' hardcore nerds. Oh, what did he say?
He's got to go. His wife is home to check on his chores.
Oh, good luck with that. I really hope everything works out for you. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
I don't know what you were saying either. Costumes. Halle Bailey.
I was talking about the fact that, people are giving us so much shit right now because it's like, well, it's just a cartoon. How are you getting so angry over a cartoon and who cares? But the comic book world and that industry would be so annoyed. What are we laughing at?
3PO made a comment there.
What did he say? Steph pushed me at Universal and made me. Steph, do you want to talk about this? What did you do?
Yeah, I did. I almost made him fall. He almost fell, and then he looked down right at me.
Wait. He almost fell, but did he fall and then look up at you and you kept laughing, or did you help him up?
No, he almost fell. He just tripped, and then he looked down at me and poked my nose.
Disrespectful.
I don't like how he looked down
That's
at you.
misogynistic behavior right there. There you go.
Frank. We don't call for that on the female perspective, okay? We love all women here, even the men that dress like women. Just kidding. No time for that shit on this show. That we get into that later. So my point is that comic book fans get very upset when their comic book heroes are not represented correctly, and that's okay, or is it? And the fact that I just wanted my mermaid to look like my mermaid, I shouldn't be called a racist. And you know what? I was listening to another. Wasn't it? I forget what stream I was listening to, but they were talking about how back in the 90s, some of the best movies were all black casts. Friday, what were the other movies? Help me out here. I can't remember.
Well, just in that, a lot of the best movies back in the day were they were diverse casts.
Exactly.
So
nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody.
That's what I meant.
The top-performing actors who brought money at the box office were diverse actors. You had Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Martin Lawrence. Who else?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy was a
Will
huge.
Smith
Eddie
even
Murphy
in Bad Boys. Like, who cared? Oh, and then it was interesting because I think Cannoli was telling me, and I didn't realize this. What was the movie that Denzel Washington was? He in Magnificent Seven, and he was. When was he?
Race. Yeah, that was it. Magnificent Seven, and he was race swap.
I didn't even know. You want to know why? Because he's a great actor. He played the role well, and nobody sold the movie that way. It was just like, here's Denzel Washington in a great role, and we enjoyed it. And I think part of what I'm so tired about is I'm tired of every movie having an agenda. I'm so tired of not being able to just go into a movie and enjoy just not being in reality for 2 hours. And once again, I know mermaids aren't real. It's fine. But once again, how would everybody feel if they took Tiana from Princess and the Frog and made her a Midwestern girl from like Kansas? You know,
the beignets stay?
What now?
Do the beignets stay delicious? Because if that's the case, I'm okay with it.
But can a white girl from Kansas make a good beignet? It's all, it's all up to interpretation. So I just don't know why we're racist if we like things to not be changed. You see what I'm saying?
Do you know, so before Steph jumps in there, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
How dare you cut off my guest, sir?
I know. I'm so sorry.
Please go.
I heard somebody at the Smooth Bar that I was at this week say it's funny that Disney pushes their agendas so hard in movies that'll never be classics. But back in the 80s and early 90s, you had something like Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy, right? That was about that. That was a part of the main streamline of the movie at the beginning of the movie. But it's a classic because they didn't force feed it down your throat. Here's a storyline, follow the storyline, and then the rest of the movie took place. Whereas now they're force feeding it because they don't have a storyline.
They're lazy, so they push all these other things instead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they gender swap. Like, for instance, and Meatball didn't see the movie, but they gender swap Scuttle.
I can't. I saw that, and I was like, I can't.
They made Scuttle. Not only did they make Scuttle Asian, an obnoxious Asian, and then they changed the bird to a bird that can speak.
An albatross
underwater.
Yeah. So, but the name, it's ridiculous. All the changes to Scuttle were unnecessary. There were a lot of unnecessary changes to the Little Mermaid. One of the glaring obvious change was the girl boss moment of Ariel, and it completely rewrites the entire story, and I think that's what they wanted, right? They wanted to rewrite it and update it for modern audiences, and that's usually the stamp it's usually the stamp that says, "Oh, this movie's going to be crap. We're not going to go see it."
Yeah.
Once they say we're going to update it for a modern audience, it's all downhill from there. People are going to be like, "Yeah, I don't want to go see it." But all of Ariel's girl boss moments just took away completely from other characters in the movie, not just Eric, because yes, she took away Eric's moment at the end, and that completely changed other characters' motivations in the film. But she also took away moments from her sea creature friends as well, and in order to save herself. So it's kind of like, so you then look at this this mermaid who's supposed to have these loyal friends, and you start to wonder why she even has them around, right? So you start looking at the movie through a different lens of she actually seems a little bit annoyed by these little creatures that are just hanging around her. So it completely changes the feel and the tone of the movie when they completely take away these moments of triumph for these other characters, and they just give them to Ariel. It completely changes the movie.
You mean like the point where Sebastian didn't get to almost be cooked by Chef Louis, and that just goes like, yes. So there is.
The sex scene is not in there.
No, because
That's
here's
one of
what
the best scenes of the movie.
I
Yeah,
know.
and it shows his struggle to
Yes.
try and get to Ariel.
Yep.
And what he and instead of like having him be like, you know, because when he gets there, he's holding like a piece of lettuce, and it's like, I hope you appreciate what I go through with you,
Right.
go through for you.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
he almost died in there trying to get to Ariel so he can help her. In this one, he just climbs a wall. That's all he does.
Yeah.
He just
He
climbs a
doesn't-
wall.
Well, no, you're forgetting one thing. Didn't he jump on the back of a moving carriage? But still, it fell flat. It didn't show. That was one of the parts of the movie that were great. And what's interesting, you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I always say his name wrong. Please say it for me. Who is the one? Lin-Manuel Miranda?
No, you got it. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you looked at the credits, it said, no joke, it had him listed as Chef Louis. And it made me think, did I miss something?
I think that they might have taken that out. I'm wondering
Okay.
if they did, because
Okay.
it did have Chef Louis in like the cast of characters.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, well maybe they will still have that, but
He's
I
one of
think
the
it might
best
have been cut.
characters.
Well, here's
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
defense. Here's their defense. So when you're using a real crab, has no expression. And when you do that
Mhm.
scene, Sebastian had expressions of fear and trying to survive, and they couldn't recreate that with a live action, so they completely cut the scene. And I felt like her time on land was very lackluster, and it fell flat because you didn't see her really struggle. She was like there, then they went on a carriage ride, they danced with a bunch of white people in the Caribbean. She used a fork in her hair. The next thing we know,
She didn't just use a fork in her hair. She rolled it up like
Oh, that's
spaghetti
right.
because she has
That's-
dreads.
that's,
She can't comb through the hair.
Yeah.
that's right. She rolled
She
it
can't
up.
comb
Right.
through the hair, so she
I-
rolls it like spaghetti, like noodles.
I
I
totally
thought that was so stupid.
It was hella stupid. Yeah.
You're right. All she needed was a spoon. Well, maybe that was a shout out to my Italian heritage. So maybe I'll take it. But you're
Yeah.
right. It was just the time on land and their connection to me and getting to fall in love. Basically, all they had was the time in his room of knickknacks and then on the carriage ride. And to fall in love that quickly, I felt like they had more chemistry on in the cartoon than they did, and they built more of thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by. I know I'm trying to get this channel off the ground because Cannoli won't keep me on anymore. He'll let me do a podcast with him, but and do everything behind the scenes, but I'm no good for him anymore.
Just to add in,
Yes, please.
Eric and Ariel had I didn't feel any chemistry between them. Even the kiss that they share at the very end, I didn't feel like they genuinely had anything going. The entire movie, all I could think of is like, this dude just wants to get in it to fuck a fish girl. That's really all he wants to do.
Wow, she said the quiet part out loud.
I'm sorry. Like I think he's got a good voice, so I did appreciate that they tried to give him more of a backstory and everything. But in that attempt, they just copy and pasted whatever Ariel wanted into a white dude's like backstory, and they didn't develop him at all. So I was pretty disappointed with his character and poor chemistry. I just know his same thing. He had the same thing. He's not a seasoned actor, so a lot of the expressions he's trying to get through don't come through at all. Also, Ursula adding in that stipulation that, oh, you're not going to remember that you need a kiss in order to keep your legs and all this stuff. They completely, like, they mention it once in like Ariel's room or whatever, and she gets, all retard hide and whatever. And then after that, you don't hear about it again at all. Like,
It was really weird. You had to really pay attention to catch that. And the only reason I knew that was a part of the story is because it had been leaked ahead of time. Like they had said that was a part of the movie. And it's very, very, like you have to pay attention and you have to catch that part of it.
Yeah.
But you're right. I felt like, okay, so here's what I didn't put in my review. Oh, hi, sir. Thank you for stopping by. So here's what I didn't put in my review because it was just so much. You forget that you have to kiss him, but you don't forget that you have the hots for him. How does that make sense?
Yeah, the whole kiss stipulation is so that Ariel is not the one who with the agenda, right? Because in the animation, she knew she wanted to get a kiss from this man.
Right.
She needed this kiss. So she was the one making the moves and who really wanted this kiss. Not
Right.
only because she, wanted to remain human permanently, but because she actually liked the guy.
Right.
She looked at him. As soon as she saw him, she was like instantly in love. It was like love at first sight for her.
Sure.
And she was like doing her little thing in her little cave with his statue, making like these little funny talks before her dad, is like, oh, Eric, run away with you, just do a little small talk because she had this crush on this guy. Well, they don't want that for a modern audience because that says that no, you don't want to change your life for some man. Have some self-respect for yourself.
Why can't you? Why can't you give up certain things? Like we all make changes
they
for
see that as
relationships.
weakness. They see that as weakness.
And it's not
right?
a weakness. Listen, I've been with Cannoli for 25 years, and there's a lot of things that you not give up, but you just tweak to make it work. You don't have to
compromise.
And it's
right.
Thank you. It's compromise. And compromise, let me tell you something. I'm a strong ass bitch, but I also like to be courted and I like to be treated with respect. And listen, I would love for Cannoli to save me from frickin' Ursula. I don't think that makes me any less than a woman needing to be saved by a man. I'm totally fine with that. Who gives a shit?
Now, the modern woman, though, doesn't want to be saved by a man. The modern woman wants to wear the pants in the family. They want to take charge. They want to be able to save themselves and tell their man what to do.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It is.
They want to have both. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have all of the roles and responsibilities of a man, but they also want to be in a relationship, and they get bitter when they're not in one. So it's incredibly ridiculous. It's such a
misleading. It's misleading. Like I have a 15-year-old daughter, and what is the message to her? Like that she can't allow a man to take care of her if he wants her. Like Vex and I listened to the Whatever podcast, and there was just they ask this all the time, and there's so many different answers about should a man pay for the first date, and it's like there's so many different answers.
It's okay for the first date, but I'm still a feminist, guys. That's usually the answer.
It's just so strange. Like I don't understand why I can't be a strong woman, but still enjoy to be taken out on a date and be treated.
They want to be a strong woman, but they also expect a man to pay for the first date. Like that's what it is. They have the expectations, but they want to also be that independent, which is fine. You want to live your life that way, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
There's different things, different people out there. You want to live your life, that's fine, but don't expect and push your views onto other people. And I think that is what's going on here, as opposed to just taking the movie The Little Mermaid, how it is, and translating it into live action.
Right.
They have injected their feminist views into the movie and put their thoughts out there for little girls to see because they think that is the correct outlook on life.
Yep. Yeah.
Their outlook is they've figured out and found out that, hey, life isn't a fairy tale. Real shit happens, and it's unfortunately made them bitter. And they look at this movie and they think, this is so fake. That's not how real life is. Let me inject some shit into it and throw it out there so that way they can actually see what real life is. You know what? When you're young and you're watching these films, you want to believe in fairy tales. You want to keep your kids as young as possible for as long as possible. You know, and then you teach. It's not the movie studio's responsibility to teach your kids these things. It's a parent's responsibility to teach kids these things. And the parents want them to remain young as possible. And, maybe keep them believing in Santa Claus until they're, maybe a little bit past the age of believing. It's not their responsibility. It's the parents' responsibility to teach them these things.
I definitely agree with that. But then you have all of these other, you have all these other companies and stuff teaching our children how they have to be and the fact that they need to feel a certain way. And I'm tired of society trying to teach our kids. You've got teachers teaching our kids incorrectly. You've got, Target and all these other places that are, what's interesting. And if we want to kind of switch off the Little Mermaid, unless anybody has any more,
Good segue. Good segue.
Okay, thank you. So a friend of mine the other day, I was telling her that like I was doing my own channel, and I get really weird. I don't know how you guys are or my nerdy home, because you do well. You don't really podcast, but you definitely have the views that we have. But when I tell people about my podcast, I get a little nervous to tell them, because I'm conservative Republican, and I have a lot of strong views about transgender and forcing it down our kids' throat. I've dealt with things with my own child because of the society and what it does to your child. But a friend of mine I was talking to, she sent me a text after we had a conversation when I was telling her about this. And she said, it's interesting because after she had her daughter, her and her husband went into a sex store, like a Fascinations or whatever. And she had her baby in a carrier, couple months old. Her and her husband, their new parents are trying to, spice up their sex life. So they went to the store together. Do you know that they were not allowed to stay in the store because they had a baby that could not see anything, couldn't see any of the products that are being sold, but yet it's okay to put out all of these products in the front of Target and what have you for our children to see, and that's okay. She was like, why not just have stores just for these items? If you want your kid to experience the I'm queer shirts, have a store for it. So it was just an interesting take that they couldn't even bring a baby into Fascinations. What is that? Yeah. What is the harm in that baby? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like such a double standard. They want to protect babies from these sex toys, but they don't want to protect children from all of these things that are forcing them to think that they should be a different sexuality. And another point, when did sexuality become so important? Vex, do you have a shirt that says I only like dick?
No, but I'm thinking about it now.
My point is, we don't walk around with our sexual orientation on our shirts, and I feel like it needs to be something that's not so.
Well, this is all part of the plan, right? Mm-hmm. It's just inject degeneracy into society. It's to destroy any sort of moral compass, any sort of personal value, any sense of personal growth and whatnot, and just make you dependent on things that are really insignificant. Because I agree, but this is all part of the plan, and there's unfortunately just a lot of gullible idiots out there, and that's why you can have people that rule over entire nations and they don't really fight back or do anything, right? But I mean, I feel like the States has it a little bit better because you guys have the ability to kind of, yes, there is a federal government, but you can do a lot of things like education on a state-by-state basis. In Canada, it's a lot different where essentially the federal government kind of dictates a lot of these things. So now that it's fucking Pride Month, there's just a bunch of articles kind of like flooding my feed about, because all of the school boards do like Pride events and whatnot. So it's things like not having physical handouts about Pride events and just spreading things word of mouth to protect students, right? You all right there, bro?
What was that? Was that a dog?
I think that was Meatball's dog.
Oh,
it was
my
Meatball's dog. He is the cutest dog named Teddy. He's a big, big, fluffy baby.
He got startled by a water bottle.
Oh my
God. He's so cute. Vex, you're absolutely right. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. And then you have children fucking marching to the pride flag in the morning instead of singing the national anthem, right? So it's... Man, I'm more worried about what these fucking kids don't know any better. Like,
you know what? I learned on, I was actually, well, first of all, this is what our children are seeing. And I actually, I learned on, was it Drunk 3PO's stream yesterday, that he was told during the stream that Universal in California is having a Pride Night for children of all ages.
Yeah. For children of all ages. Yes.
Yep.
In California.
Yep.
It's very different than Florida. California is its own weird state. I've been there a few times. I wasn't really exposed to a lot of that, but yeah, California is its own state. But it's so funny that, like, you know, you have to wait until you're 18 to 21 to vote or smoke, 21 to drink. But you can tell your parent at age 5 that you are a girl or a boy, and You can make that change in sexuality. Your parent can affirm you, and they can take you to the doctor, and the doctor can also affirm you. If they take you to a counselor, that counselor is supposed to affirm you and tell you that you are absolutely correct. And then the next day you're going to, want, I don't know, candy for dinner. And your parent is going to say, no, you can't have candy for dinner because you have to eat all of this healthy food because that's what's good for you. So kids don't know what is good for them. They need to be guided by adults. And I think that it is ridiculous that we're in this society now where for some reason these self-centered people whose personality traits include their gender, their skin color, and the people that they want to have sex with, whatever, their sexuality are their sole personality traits. And they are making it their mission to make sure that everybody fucking knows it, including little children. And they're moving into which what infuriates me is that they're moving into these positions of power. They're moving into the government. They're moving into education. And hey, by all means, do whatever your heart desires. If you want to be an educator, be an educator. But I come from a family of educators, and their one main thing is to educate the kids and make sure that they are ready to take on whatever grade comes next, whether it be 8th grade, 9th grade, they're ready for college. That your sole purpose is to get them ready for the next step in their life. Your purpose is not to affirm whatever they tell you. Your purpose is not to keep secrets from their parents. Your purpose is not to consider these children yours.
Right.
And think that it is your job to guide them into your personal beliefs. That is not your job. And unfortunately, these people have it twisted that it is. It is their job. We're basically their parents because we spend 8 hours a day with them. It's like, are you though? Are you though?
No,
especially with high school. Like my high school teachers, like I saw one per period. Like just because I was there all day doesn't mean I'm with this particular teacher throughout the entire day. Even middle school is the same thing. You have different teachers for different subjects. So you are nowhere near my parent. And it didn't, when I was growing up, in no way did I ever think that any of these teachers were better than my parents.
Here's that, like, I remember, like, any of my teachers, whenever it would even, like, slightly come up, like, in my high school, there was 2 teachers that were married to each other, and it was just, like, a rumor. Nobody was affirming that marriage. Nobody talked about it. Nobody brought it up. It was their business.
Yes, exactly. It was always private. You never knew who their spouse was. You didn't even know if your teachers were fucking married. You had no clue. Nowadays, the teacher is like, hey, guess what? I'm gay. So you're instantly like, oh,
no,
okay,
it's not. Wait, it's not just that. It's they tell them at the beginning of the year what pronouns to address them as. That's even worse. And they get offended if they do not give or talk to them, because I've seen videos of kids getting shamed by teachers saying you're not honoring my pronouns.
Oh, I've seen videos of teachers crying in their car because their students didn't use the proper pronouns. And it's like, are you seriously that sensitive and that insecure in yourself, in your person, that children who don't really know better, they're going to tell you,
like
they don't know better. If you tell them to call you Mrs. Whatever, they're going to call you Mrs. Whatever. You tell them to call you Miss Whatever, they're going to call you Miss Whatever. If you tell them to call you Mr. Whatever, they're going to call you Mr. But you have to keep in mind, these are kids. If you tell them to call you Miss Whatever, Miss Smith, and you look like a man, they're going to use the pronouns of a man.
Yes,
because that's how they see it. These are kids.
Right.
You know, and so to not be so secure, to not be secure in your own person that you're taking offense to these children not using the correct pronouns, to the point where you need to cry in your car and upload a video to TikTok. I'm sorry, that's not the kid's problem. That is a you problem, and you need therapy.
I definitely agree. And the thing is I don't ever remember me introducing myself going, hi, I'm so-and-so and I'm straight and I have a husband, because you know what, that's not who it's part of who I am, but it's not how I present myself. And I don't understand why glorifying this sexual agenda is such a is on the forefront of everything. Somebody brought up in the chat, and this is really disturbing, and this is why kids are getting sucked into this. If you want to see that, I did not know this was happening, but just a moment, I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to look at only one rainbow matters during Pride.
I think it was Jacob that brought this up.
This happened actually a couple of years ago. They started doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember
Oh yeah, you're right. It's 2020.
Yeah. It is not Pride Month. Like I feel like it is Pride Year. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry. They make a big stink about it all year long. It is not Pride Month. What it is corporate Pride Month. It is time for like the corporations to be like, look at how inclusive we are. This is corporate Pride Month. That's what it is.
Speaking of which, you have companies. Go ahead, babe. That's a good segue, because then you have people like this who wouldn't. I mean, they were totally against gay people, weren't they? You have Chick-fil-A, who
it's a Christian company.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make that bigger. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. What do I do? Control
plus.
So now you have Chick-fil-A, who is, leaning into.
They hired a DEI specialist.
I was going to say they have a DEI department now.
Yeah.
So now you have people who had such strong opinions on, they weren't. How would you say that they were not supportive of gay people? Is that correct?
So their CEO back in, I think it was 2012 or 2013, made some pretty strong statements that were considered anti-LGBT. So ever since then, it's like Chick-fil-A developed more, because that's part of the sensitive era that we're in now. So people are like, oh, Chick-fil-A is sexist and racist and homophobic and all this stuff. This is weird though. Like I'm curious what's going on behind the scenes for them to, because I haven't read into it past all this and like the couple of clips I've seen. Because Chick-fil-A, from what I understand, is they do pretty well business-wise, despite, the Christian background and the CEO's beliefs and everything. People love Chick-fil-A. So I'm a little curious at this one. What's going on behind the scenes?
You know what? It's really hard to tell, because it's like everybody's going woke, and I don't understand. Did they not learn anything? We were just talking, Steph, about Chick-fil-A now kind of, getting into the whole supporting the LGBTQ community. And I don't understand like what is happening behind the scenes with them that is now making them have to join, this group now.
So
yeah,
we actually talked about that. I can't remember on which stream, because they all kind of run together.
Blend together.
I know.
They all kind of run together. But I believe it was Main Event. They brought that up, and from what we can see, I don't think that Chick-fil-A is going woke. I think that every single company has policies like that are anti-discriminatory policies that are required by law. And that's been part of Chick-fil-A's policy for a really long time. So you don't have them like turning people away because they're gay, or not hiring people because of their sexuality, their color, their race, their gender, all of that. That is legality. And I think that people right now are incredibly sensitive to any company putting anything out there right now. And I think that by all means, you want to put your money wherever you want. That is totally fine. I think that what people are doing, they're being hypersensitive to all of this woke stuff, because people are finally actually paying attention to it.
I agree.
It's like we've been paying attention to it for a long time.
Sure.
But more people are kind of opening up their eyes and seeing it and sort of waking up to it and paying closer attention. So, but I think that Chick-fil-A thing, I think that is all like legal stuff. They're required to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's their company going woke.
Have you heard the conspiracy of all these major companies doing the Great Reset, of why they're going woke?
No, please tell.
So there's a conspiracy in the finance world that these huge companies know that their stocks are going to tank as soon as they do this, so they can bottom out their stock that 1% that's really controlling everything buy up all that stock when it's low, and then they're too big to fail. So when they come back up, they quadruple 10 times their money on it when they sell it at the peak.
You mean when Bud Light sells an 18 pack for $1.99 and you get a coupon for $2 off?
No, like the people that have exorbitant amount of money to where they can buy Anheuser-Busch's stock when it's at the floor like it is now, and then sit on it when it comes back because it's too big to fail. When it comes back and it's 10x, 20x what they originally put into it, they sell it back to the everyday folk like us and make all that money back.
Interesting.
What was the video, Vex? You sent this to me. White Bear just pulled this. Gotta shine those shoes, y'all. What was who was it? Chick-fil-A talking. The white CEO was talking about shining black people's shoes.
Yeah, that was the Chick-fil-A
that
CEO.
was the cringiest video that I've ever seen. I can try to pull it up, but I don't know. That was really weird. That's
the only reason that I think I have any concern about the whole DEI. Like, you're right. Every company has this to some extent, but it's just the timing of that clip then coming out of the CEO right afterwards is what has everyone a little bit concerned. But he's an old guy. Maybe he's just senile. Who knows?
Did you guys see that clip? It was this really weird clip where it was the CEO of Chick-fil-A, and he was talking about how he was in church and that there was a black gentleman sitting in the front row of the church. And then this white gentleman decided he needed to go over and shine his shoes for whatever reason. And then the white CEO of Chick-fil-A walked over to another black person on the panel and just started randomly shining their shoes. And I had to bounce out at that point. It was very, very uncomfortable. Did you feel the same way, Vex? You all right there? She's not used to being in the States, people. Just give her a second.
Jeez. Normal electricity, miles, not kilometers.
Oh, that's right. She did. So she was talking to Cannoli the other day, and she told Cannoli that she was a certain amount of kilometers away from her house before her car broke down. And Cannoli goes, "We call those miles out here." It did make fun of you.
What did I just miss? I totally unplugged myself by accident.
So Cannoli was saying, he was making fun of you. Meatball was saying something about kilometers. And I said, this is what happens when Vex is trying to stream from the US and not Canada. And he said something about kilometers. And I said that you mentioned that you broke down several kilometers from your house. And he said, no, Vex, it's miles here in the States. I know.
He's an autistic slut, so I don't know what he's talking about, in all honesty. So
that is very true. Yes. Oh, Nadia, thank you so much for stopping by, honey. I really do appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much.
Dang, she called me a gentleman. She must really not know me.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Here, I'm going to show this real quick because I had forgotten to, but this is the kind of stuff that if you'd like to take your kids, it'll be in California. And it's going to be drag queens, characters, and more. And they're going to have you, if you want to go to a drag parade at Universal Studios.
Can someone explain to me when drag became non-sexual? Because
Kevin Bacon told you that it's an art. If you missed
no, literally in the span of 5 years, drag went from being something that was explicitly sexual to something that's now just embraced by the gay community to be normal. I just want to know what it was like. It was an overnight thing. What fucking conversation happened that we don't sexualize this anymore?
The liberal told them to.
There you go.
It's disgusting.
They've been it's so strange. They've been trying to push drag queens and making it mainstream for a long time. They started with Drag Queen Story Hour, and now it's a all drag show. They've been trying to push it to mainstream for a long time, but it's RuPaul's Drag Race. But it's not a thing. It originated at gay clubs. You know, it's a nighttime thing for adults. Yeah. And the reason is because a lot of the dances and a lot of the songs, it's very hypersexualized. And you don't show that to kids. And you know that it's hypersexualized because when you see these dancers dancing at an all ages drag show and a kid is there, what's the feeling that you get? There's weird.
Tits hanging out and everything.
Yeah, this is weird. This is wrong. Yeah. There shouldn't be a child there. This should be for adults. That's your instant feeling. And there's a reason you have that feeling. It's because you know in your mind that this is wrong. A child should not be here. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's happening at a well, it has everything to do that a child should not be in a bar in the first place, and that's where these shows take place. But it has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, this is something that takes place at like a gay bar, or that these people are gay and they're in drag. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that these children are in a place where they should not be. They should not be witnessing a performance from witnessing a hypersexualized performance in a bar. Like that is not a place for your child. I saw this clip of this one kid who was alone. Like they were like, "Where are your parents?" He's like, "I don't know." The parents were just not around. It was just a kid in a bar watching the all ages drag show. It was incredible. I was just like, so their parents just dropped her off at this? Where are the parents? Where did they go? And it was so ridiculous. Like that is just a place for a child to not be. There was another video of, again, all ages drag show of this drag queen with their tits out, with just pasties on them and a thong on, walking hand in hand with a child. If that
I think that was the one that had the light up sign that said like "suck it if you see it" or some shit.
That was another one. That was
Yeah.
another one. Yeah, that was another one. And then they had their all ages Christmas drag show where they had like Santa Claus or Rudolph or someone like humping a dude, and it was just like, and the announcer even asked straightforward with the kid in the front row, "Are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself?" No. And kids are gonna tell you the truth. No. And they just laughed it off like, he said no. The kid was just like, no.
It's
so
really
these are
scary.
places
I don't
that
care
are not
how many
for
cops
kids.
you have out in front of that place. You're not stopping me from going in there and grabbing my kid and get the fuck out of that place.
Well, you
What
wouldn't
the
even let your
shit?
kid go there in the first place. That's
Right,
the
like
whole
so.
thing.
Why is the parents not being charged for
Well,
child abuse?
I
What
blame the
hell is
parents on this.
happening?
Let me tell you something. So, as a parent of a 15-year-old who is very, very encouraged by social media and falls into all of that being influenced, she changed her hair color 3 times in the span of 4 weeks. Children can't even figure out what style they want to wear, what hair they want to have, and you're going to let them change their gender. You're going to let them be a drag queen. You're going to let them be subjected to all of these things. Somebody was telling me at work the other day, and I found it very interesting. I haven't done any scientific research, but she was saying that your frontal lobe of your brain does not fully develop until you're 25 years old.
That is 100% correct. Yes.
There
They
you go.
talk that about guys all the time.
See, so 25 years old, you're not fully, sorry, I've had
Mentally
reflux.
developed, we'll say.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
you're not mentally developed.
And we're
Exactly.
allowing. So, like I said, I went through this. Hold on. Yes. See, this is my 15-year-old right here. Okay. She fell victim to gender dysphoria, and we went through it for a couple of years with her. And it was because social media was so influential, and what society was telling you was normal. And it confuses the shit out of these kids. And she has good parents. We talk to her about everything. We're very supportive. We're right there. Well, whatever she wants. But when she, if she came up to me and she's like, "Hey mom, I want a dick." I'm like, "Listen, go live that lifestyle, dress like a boy for a year. If that's what you want to do, come back to me in a year, and then we'll start seeing psychologists and we'll figure this out." But you know what? See, she says this too. "I hate that I get influenced way too fast." She has severe OCD, and
That's just a young brain.
Well, see, you shouldn't feel bad about that. You don't feel bad. We all went through that.
Yeah,
Every single one of us on this panel went through that. And that is why, unfortunately, corporations and media, they're targeting young minds because young minds are impressionable. Because young minds are moldable. Because young minds are not fully developed. And you go through that period of questioning yourself like, I wonder if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And fortunately for us, I mean, most of us on this panel, we didn't have so much information in the palm of our hands. Nowadays, young people have everything in just a phone. They have so much information, and they are even more susceptible to outside sources and information that you can just Google whatever you want to. You don't have to ask your parents anything. You don't have to ask your parents for information. You can just Google it and you have all of this information at your disposal. And corporations know that. The media knows that.
Mhm.
People that are the Hollywood knows that. And that's why they are so upfront when they say, yes, we are targeting kids.
Yep.
That's why these all ages drag shows exist, because they are targeting kids. You know, they've already lost this other generation, but you know what? Let's get the up and comers, the young minds, and let's tell them that this is the right way of thinking. And because they're not fully developed, because they don't have a fully developed brain, because they're not necessarily thinking for themselves, they are just getting all of this information and being influenced by so many different sources. They want to be the ones to influence your kids. That's why there are so many, unfortunately, yes, a lot of these activists are getting in positions of education because they are going after the young mind, because the young mind is impressionable, because the young mind is moldable. And that is so incredibly scary. Nowadays, you have to be extra involved in your child's life. You really have to be there and make sure that, you know, they called it helicopter parenting back, you know, they called it helicopter parenting. They said helicopter parenting is a really bad thing. But now it's kind of like, I want to meet all the teachers. I need to go and make sure that, you know, my child is getting like the best education possible. And I need to meet all of these teachers and make sure, look around in the classroom, make sure there's no agenda, ask so many questions, make sure that they're looking at the right things, make sure that they're not, you know, that the algorithm hasn't taken them hostage on TikTok. Speaking on my brother actually went through that because TikTok's algorithm is so aggressive.
Yes.
Right.
Extremely.
Yes, it is so aggressive that if they look at one thing for more than a few seconds, they start getting recommended other things in that same category. So unfortunately, if you pause just a little bit on someone who is, you know, I don't know, getting top surgery, then they're going to recommend another one, and they're going to recommend another one. And you are, unfortunately, you have fallen victim to that TikTok algorithm, and it's going to do nothing but recommend all of those videos, and you're going to absorb it, and you're going to absorb those stories, and you're going to start thinking, actually, I thought this, maybe that's why I'm this way. And it's not that, unfortunately, but you have unfortunately fallen victim to that algorithm, and you start, because your mind is not fully developed, and it's not your fault. We have all gone through it. It is just hyper aggressive now because you have all of that information at your disposal. We've all been in that situation where we question everything about our life because we have no idea what we're doing. But we were influenced
by TV shows. It was different.
Yes.
All we had was TV shows. Like I told my daughter, I'm like, it's okay to see somebody on TV and go, gee, I really like her style. I like the way she wears her jewelry. I like her hair color. And that was normal. Like I told her, being influenced is not a new thing. It's the aggressiveness of the influence that is a new thing, where you are told over and over and over, this is how you should be. This is how you should think. This is how you should look. If you want to change your gender, we support you 100%, and you should do it. And this is how you should do it. And you're right. The influence has always been a thing, but it's how we're reacting to it, I feel like, is different now.
Well, this is where the role of the parent is, like, unfortunately, it's just not there anymore, especially since like our generation now begins having children, is now you have this lack of just basic critical thinking skills being taught to children. And it's happening in schools. Like now that I'm in education and I see this firsthand fucking happening, it's really depressing to know that they have intentionally taken out any means of basic critical thinking for children in schools, and parents just don't know any better because most of the time both parents in a household are working. So you don't have a parent to fucking reinforce this 24/7 or teach children this. Like every time I see these drag show things, like I get like genuinely upset because I just think of, like, I've known a few girls that were like molested when they were younger, and as they grew into their teenage years, that early on exposure to sexual behavior and natures really affected the people that they turned to for the good next 15, 20 years. So just thinking that now this is the norm, that we are telling children to think about all of this sex and gender ideology, basically from like age 6, age 7, what kind of teenagers are we going to be raising?
Right.
What kind of young adults are going to be out there? They're going to be hypersexualized. They're going to be depressed as hell. They're going to be
confused as shit.
Confused as shit. They're not going to have any basic knowledge of the world.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Like-
the comment got me laughing.
You're good. You're good.
Sorry. Are you a lesbian from Lowe's or Filipino?
Home
Do you want to
Depot.
answer that?
It's Home Depot White Bear, and I am there on Saturday mornings.
Oh my God. Sorry. I
Not only that, but they're actively trying to take away the role of the parent.
That's
You
the
know?
other scary, and parents don't even realize it. They don't put two and two together. And it's funny because the amount of parents I talk to, it's just like, we know that something is wrong, but we just can't pinpoint it. And it's because they've intentionally pushed you into this corner, not only just from an education standpoint, but from a sociological standpoint, in which your main focus is supposed to be to provide for your family as opposed to help raise your family, which is also really depressing.
Mhm.
It's just like, I feel for everyone, but at the same time, it's like intentionally they've taken away these steady streams of thought to make you think about these things or critically recognize them. So it's like, I'm really fucking scared. Like, I've told my husband time and time again, like, you better be fucking making money or I start making money off of YouTube, because there's no fucking way our kids are going to actual school. Like, I will homeschool that kid until the 10th grade. Like, I can't.
My child's been in and out of homeschool, and the experiences that she's had, she hasn't had anything yet where she's had to do the what is that? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. But what is the curriculum? The race theory curriculum?
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
Yeah.
That's it. She hasn't been subjected to that, but she did have, but I do question sometimes teachers' thought processes and what they're really in it for. She had a tutor one time who is actually a math teacher at a high school.
Mhm.
Said, I don't know what you want me to show you. Am I supposed to just show you what the fuck you want me to do? And she's like, well, you're supposed to tutor me. And she's like, well, it was just, I sometimes I question what teachers are really in it for.
It's the money now. It's 100% the money now.
Yeah,
The amount of teachers I've met that are just like, either they're popping Molly on weekends, or they're getting shit-faced drunk, or they're in open relationships and fucking random dudes.
Yeah.
There is no moral standard for teachers. Like in Ontario, for example. So before you could go into teaching, you have to take a standardized test. So the standardized test included like math knowledge up until the 8th grade. So many teachers were failing up to 8th grade math that they had to just completely take that out of the test. But now they still get hired and teach 8th grade math.
Wow.
I'm just like, I'm at a complete fucking loss. Like,
I feel like, it's for the money and it's for the vacation days, because you get the summer off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You get the summer off.
This one in particular, I happen to follow her on TikTok, and she sells sex products in her spare time. And she also just wants to travel all the time. And she seems like a very shallow individual. But the fact that she made my daughter cry when my daughter was, and I was paying this woman $50 an hour to help my daughter learn math. And she basically in so many words said, what the fuck do you want from me? And my daughter was like, I'm here for you to help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And so, and just to think what could be going on in the classroom if you have another agenda, sexual orientation and all that stuff, it really concerns me. So we've done both homeschool and in school. I feel like though too, homeschool, sometimes they lose a little bit of that social interaction.
Well, this
Yeah.
is where,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Right, my cousins actually homeschool their kids.
Okay.
Like I said, I come from a family of educators, so they're most of them, I think, save for 2, are all retired educators. So they now homeschool their grandkids, and I know that they're some of them are like, oh, but they might be socially awkward. They all get together, and they have like play dates, even the older ones. But they also have like places that they go to, so that they can socialize with other kids who are also being homeschooled. And they have lessons together as well, and they do like field trips. So it's a whole thing to where nowadays they're not so socially awkward.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it's part of the parent as well to kind of be able to engage and understand how important the social component is of growing up. And then, because I have a few students that have been homeschooled, and they're all perfectly normal because their parents socialize them in extracurricular activities and play dates and all of that stuff. So there's a huge stigma there that I wish people would just let go, because it's nowhere near the same as it used to be just even 10 years ago.
Yeah. No. For sure. I'm going to segue real quick into one more thing, and then we'll let Filipino Meatball. Did you bring questions?
I did, but can I make a comment?
I just
Oh.
want to pull this up because the part of my stream and the motto for my channel is to make real women great again. Okay, real women with plumbing part. You know what a real woman is.
Actual women. Yeah.
Thank you. And if you don't know what a real woman is, Twitter is streaming "What Is a Woman" all weekend long. So
I've watched it. Oh, it's so
Wait,
good.
like I can watch it for free?
You can watch it for
on
free.
Twitter. You can watch it for free.
Yo.
Please do. It's running this weekend. The Daily Wire put out a documentary 1 year ago yesterday, which was the start of Pride Month. Believe me, they know how to market. And it's a whole documentary on what is a woman. And guess what? Nobody really knows what a woman is, but I'll tell you what a woman is. And it's not this. This is bullshit. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong. Oh, I was doing so well, and then I screwed up.
There's one guy in that documentary, What Is a Woman? Scott something. I can't remember what it starts with an N. I want to say Nugent, but that's the singer. I still follow him on Twitter, and he actually posts a lot of good, like hard to swallow content on the whole transgender movement. So I highly recommend you follow his Twitter. He posted some really gnarly stuff today about what the transition surgeries look like on teenagers.
Well, Vex does send me a lot.
I've seen stuff on that. It's terrible.
Yeah. Vex has sent me a lot of Reddit conversations where people have had these surgeries. And unfortunately now you can't experience sex at all. You don't have any sort of the sexual experiences that you would have if you didn't get the gender reassignment surgery. But I wanted to touch a little bit on this. So, this is this month's cover of Glamour magazine, and this person is trans, pregnant, proud. And
I wish you had the photo of them with the mastectomy. That makes it even fucking worse because this is a dude that's about to give birth to a kid and there's no milk being produced.
Gotcha. Nope. I did miss that one. I can't say it enough. And that's part of why I launched this channel is because I really just feel like women are being made such a mockery of. And then this whole month where these drag queens just prance around and feel like if you just throw a dress on, you're a woman. It's not that easy. Right, Meatball? You've tried to throw a dress on, right? It's not that easy.
What do you mean try to? I won that competition.
Well, exactly. See, even my daughter's 15 years old and she's offended. I just have to say stuff like pregnant men, like why is a pregnant transgender person glorified on our
It's
magazine?
degeneracy. This is just the whole point.
Degeneracy. What's worse is that's a painted on suit.
Is
it actually?
You didn't notice
No,
that?
Bring up the image again.
She's right. I'm looking at it closer. It totally is. Hold on.
It's a painted on suit.
Oh my God. Look, you can see the nips right there. Or is that supposed to be a nipple? You're right.
Actually, I can see it at the bottom of the belly there.
Yep, right here. It's all painted on.
Why?
Right.
Just why?
Yeah, it's a painted on suit.
I'm so confused.
You know what? There's this couple that I fell upon on my For You page on Twitter, and they are two women transitioning to men, but they've had a baby, and they have told everybody in the chat that they will not answer any questions about how the other one got pregnant and all that stuff. And I feel like that's rude. I feel like some people are genuinely interested in how all of that works. Like, I'm sure that they were artificially inseminated, but the thing is you can't put yourself on display and not expect questions. Mm-hmm. But I'm really tired of men thinking they can just transition and be a woman. Being a woman is a lot harder than just putting on girls' clothes and makeup.
Well, not only that, they're transitioning as women and they're being praised and becoming more successful than actual women.
That's
the sad part.
That's what I'm bothered by.
That's the sad part about it.
Yes. Instead of putting women, like, why can't we make a woman the spokesperson of Bud Light, who is a woman who has overcome something? Why can't we make a military woman the spokesperson? Like, the whole thing of it is like, a lot of people said on Memorial Day, they get one day and they sacrifice for this country so these assholes can play dress up. And these veterans don't even get a month. They get one day. And then I don't understand when these assholes got a whole month. And you know what else I don't like? I love the rainbow. But
Take
I
it
can't
back.
have it. I'm not allowed to have it anymore.
Take it back.
They took the rainbow from me, those fuckers.
Take it back.
Yeah, I think we should take back the rainbow. I'm down to take back the rainbow as well. Yeah.
Should we start a movement to take back the rainbow?
Take back the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take back the rainbow. All right, so you know what? I've had enough of this shit. Meatball, hit us with some funny questions. We got to liven up the stream because, you know, we
It's
talked
so
about
depressing right now.
I do want to tell you
depressing.
before that. Remember, my wife is an admin now in
Yes, she
education.
is.
So if you ever need help with the tax credits you can to pay for your kids to go to private school or charter school or homeschool them or whatever, we'll hook you up.
I do hear that they do, like, I was looking into, like, there was a lot of financial kickbacks here in Arizona for you to homeschool your child. However, when my daughter was being homeschooled and I was the learning coach and working full time, it's hard.
It's hard,
a
yeah.
struggle. It's a real struggle.
I will tell you, there are some great, this is nationwide, like charter schools out there that are they're better options. They're just straight up, as rude as that is to say, but like they're just better options in public education these days.
I've looked into a lot of the charter schools up here in North Florida, actually, and that's our backup if homeschooling doesn't work. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Montessori schools, great options there. And like, and my wife teaches in public school, right? Like she's a principal at a public middle school, right? So like, and she's like, I don't know if I would definitely not take our child here for sure. So
Yeah,
if you ever need that help.
It's really tough now. I feel for anybody who's having children now and they're going to be into the school system because it's so different than it used to be. And you know what? If I was having a child right now, I mean, homeschooling would probably be where it's at. But at the same time, when two parents have to work full time, how do you juggle that all? I mean, I was relying on the programs that were offered to us to help my daughter. But at the
Have
same
you heard
time,
of cluster schooling?
No. Cluster schooling.
It's
What do you-
basically homeschooling in your small community. So it'd be like taking 5 or 6 kids that are going to be homeschooled, put them in one home, and that one person is teaching them, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
get
no,
paid
that's
with
cool. I like
the
that.
credits that would normally go to your local public school, right? Get put into the credit of that person doing the education.
And you're still getting the socialization because there's other kids there and stuff. It was
Right.
really hard for my daughter because, you know, I would be at work and she'd be trying to do her schoolwork and stuff. And, you know, it is definitely a struggle. But I feel for anybody who is, you know, going to be having kids or has little ones already. It is definitely a struggle. And as a parent, you really have to make sure that you're up on what the teachers are doing and what they're telling them. And I'm fortunate enough that my daughter's old enough that And she does tend, like, listen, we don't push our political agenda in this house. She, you know, can do whatever she wants. But then I show her a video of Biden tripping and falling again yesterday for the 75th time. And she's like, Mom, I gotcha.
Did you see it from the angle though with that female cadet that walks up and
No, I didn't. I
Oh.
only saw from the one
It's a good angle.
She like he falls and you see her just walk. She looks at it, and then
Oh,
she
yeah.
just walks away. She doesn't even engage. She
That's
just
my
walks
bad.
straight away.
Okay, I wanted
my
to
bad.
ask Steph real quick because you are in Florida. Real quick, we're going to
Yeah.
get political real quick. So, what are your thoughts on DeSantis running for president and not being your potential governor anymore?
Why are you ruining my question?
Oh, Steph, hold on a second. Meatball, it is now time for our segment where Filipino Meatball asks our perspective.
I want to
Go
know
ahead.
too, though. I'm going to be a Florida resident soon, so I want to
know
know as
you are.
well.
And I'm going to fly down there and stay with Vex and bother her. So I might be out there. So I need to know too. Meatball, get started.
I feel so rude. Okay,
Hey,
so
listen, you did not let me pre-vet the questions. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what you were bringing to the table.
you told me don't prep you
I
guys
just
on
prep-
questions.
this is-
These
this
are
is
real.
how much-
This is raw answers.
This is how much I trust you. I just let you bring questions to the table and I don't even vet them. So go.
So here's the question. It is political. on the
Okay.
side.
Mhm.
With DeSantis announcing his candidacy and Donald Trump already in the candidacy process of it, can DeSantis win in 2024 or in 2028 with what Trump's going to do to him in the primaries.
We'll let Steph take that first, and she is a current Florida resident.
Yeah, I think that DeSantis, it's not his time yet. I don't think it's his time.
I agree.
I don't think it's his time yet. I think that he's doing an amazing job in Florida. Like that's what I've always thought. And the fact that he's out here during this time when like we really need a good conservative leader. DeSantis is incredible, and I love DeSantis. I love what he stands for and all of his conservative views. I love absolutely everything about him. But I don't think it's his time, and I think that for them to split the Republican Party like that, it's a really bad look.
And Pence is running now as well.
And
Pence could go kick fucking rocks. Fuck that guy.
Exactly.
For them to split the Republican Party like that, it's a bad look, especially when we need to be united.
I agree.
Because Biden is making such a fool of himself and just a mockery of the United States. I feel like his presidency is one of the weakest presidencies, and it's just making our country weaker.
Look bad. You guys look horrible overseas.
Yes.
It's
making our country, it just look like a joke. It's a joke.
Well, do you see who's running it?
Yes.
People have more respect for Justin Trudeau right now. That's how bad it is.
Wow. Yeah. It's terrible.
I went on several rants about Biden as president, and it's nothing to do with Biden. It's about the people that are handling him. And I kicked out of friends groups and group chats and stuff on my phone. So
I think
I'll save you
unfortunately
guys.
too that like when it comes time for the debates, like if Trump makes DeSantis look like an idiot, what's going to happen when DeSantis runs for president? Like
right.
Yeah.
There's enough of a group of people that are behind Trump that I don't think DeSantis will really make as much of a dent as people would hope he will. I agree with you. I think 2028 is his time. Let Trump deal with the recession and let him deal with the aftermath of Biden.
There you go.
And then, yeah.
Oh my God.
There
All he did was take a step. That's all he did.
People. This is what you voted for, people. This is the shit that you wanted. He's
trying to get his extra scoop of ice cream.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
So mad.
Look at him. He doesn't even know where to go. He sits. Oh God. So just a reminder, anybody out there, that's what you voted for, and that's
this
what
makes
you got.
me so mad because my dad went through Alzheimer's and early onset dementia, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what he's got right now. I lived through this. I know. Right. I would see exactly like. Whoever is
it's elder abuse at this point.
Exactly.
I agree.
I'm not mad at Biden anymore because he has no idea what.
No, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
All the people propping him up.
It's really not his fault anymore. I feel bad. It's much like Haley Bailey being put out there and being like, "This is our mermaid, and this is what you have to do," and she's like, and it's because she's black, and that's why we hired her. And Haley's going, "Okay, here I am." And Joe Biden's the same way. I feel like, unfortunately. And he's going to run again? I mean, is that for sure?
Yeah,
right?
They're going to bring Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm. As vice president?
No, I think
as president, run. Yeah, she'll run. Her or Kamala.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
No
Did you see this one? This one's pretty funny. I like it. Hold on.
My prediction is 2024 is going to be Trump versus Michelle Obama.
Hey, Joe, let's see if you can even get to the damn mark this time. Remember, like we practice, walk around, go up and say hi to the general, and then get behind the podium. Yep, upstairs. Careful. You know how you are with stairs. Okay, that podium, yes. Walk forward, say hi to the general, and stop. And stop. Where are you going? Not that general. Oh, my God. Joe, go back to the podium. Joe. Oh, my God, this is so awkward. These poor cadets. Joe, to the podium. Could you? Yeah, thank you. Direct him to the podium, please. Come on. There you go, old man. Get up there. No, the podium, you idiot. Where are you going? Oh, God. You know, I hope something happens to you later.
A few moments later.
All right, go ahead and walk off the stage now, Joe. Whoa! What happened? Did someone push you? Invisible stairs? Where? There's nothing there, Joe.
so good.
That's a good edit. That's a very good edit. All right. Do you have questions for us, then, Meatball?
Yes, I do. I
Mhm.
do. That was question 1. All right. Here's your first question, or your second question. If you had to write a book tomorrow, what would you write a book about?
I swear you've asked us this question before.
I don't keep track of questions, so maybe they're rehashes. I don't know.
Okay. I would write a book on basic critical thinking for all ages.
Oh,
That's a good
Not even
one.
a specialty age. I like it.
I have no clue what I would write a book about, honestly.
You know what? I would write if I really had the time to write a book, and this is really boring, is I would write a book about like what I went through as a kid. I had a really shitty upbringing, and I have a lot of like stuff that I would write about just to probably get off my chest and just I do. I have a it was rough. It was rough. I would write a book of how I got to where I am today.
Okay. Okay.
No, really, that's all I would. Cannoli constantly tells me I should write a book about, but there's a lot of things I've put away, so I don't remember, and so it would really be a lot on me to have to rehash all that stuff. So, yeah, or my experience as being a mom. My experience as being a mother during this time of social media and the influence. It wouldn't be that long, but I definitely have a lot of things to say. The last several years with my 15-year-old in social media has really been a huge struggle. And I may write a book on mental illness and the fact that this country sucks a big dick in helping our mentally ill people. I'm sorry, I've had 4 Trulies, and now this
Could you highlight Copa's last comment, please?
Oh, sure, babes. Which one?
Copa's last comment. There you go.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
What the?
I told you, Steph, I apologize in advance. My chat likes to just go off the rails. And listen, I sent out a group chat on Twitter the other day, like a private messaging. And I was just like asking people if they could show up for a certain stream. And I was at work and my chat just continued. It just went off the rails. And I didn't know where we ended up, but it just kept going and going and going and going. It was quite interesting. So yeah, I would write a couple different books, Meatball. What's your next one?
If you were to describe yourself using a movie character, who would it be?
Can it be a TV character? Because I got a TV character, not a movie character.
I'll let it go for this one time.
All right, I'll start with Vex. Go ahead. And she doesn't have to be 7-Eleven either.
No, she isn't 7-Eleven. It's gonna be Kim from Better Call Saul.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I wish
I
I could
relate-
relate.
I
But I
relate to her a
definitely-
little bit too much. That's why.
Steph, do you have one?
You said movie or TV?
It could be
We'll allow
either.
either one this time.
Either one, because
I feel like I'm a mix of like Rachel Green from Friends and Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph.
Mm, that's a nice mix.
I like that one.
It's going to take me a moment to process this.
You know what? You know what? Meatball, you get to answer this. Who do you see? Who best describes you in a movie or TV show?
If you've ever watched Suits, the TV
No.
show,
Suits? No, Meghan Markle's in it. I boycotted it.
She's only in it for like 5 episodes.
All right, I'll watch it. Who is
or
it?
like 4 seasons, 5 seasons, or something like that. There's a lawyer on there by the name of Louis Litt.
Is he short?
He is. He's the one of the protagonists in there. That's basically me if I was successful in life.
Meatball,
And not metrosexual?
No, he's metrosexual.
Okay.
Meatball, do you want to tell the people how tall you are?
On my driver's license or in like real life?
No, not without. No, wait.
Is your driver's license your fake height? Because I feel you on that. I give myself an extra 2
Steph
inches.
is tiny
I was
too.
I'm 5'7" on my driver's license. The last time that I got pulled over, I got out of the car and they're like, "Shut the fuck up! You're not. Just sit your ass back down."
Well, wait. So 5'7" on your license. What did you when you wore your lifts for your wedding? How tall were you? 5'7".
So 5'9" on
he wore
my,
lifts
on
at
my
his wedding,
license.
Steph. He had
Did
lifted shoes. Yes.
I'm 5'9" on my license. I'm realistically like 5'7" ish. right? And then I wore 4.5-inch lifts at the wedding.
Yeah, he did. He did. I should find that picture
Tall
of you.
as
And,
shit.
Yeah, you've showed the picture on stream before.
yeah, I've seen the picture.
It's
Him
so
and
bad.
so Cannoli's 6'5". Of course, you met him in person. He is a tall drink of water, and
Yes.
him and Meatball standing next to each other was. I had a picture somewhere. It was on my Instagram.
Is it like, have you guys ever recreated like a scene from Twins at all with Danny
They
DeVito
should.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
So
Like-
when we used to work at the same place together, there's a picture out there that someone photoshopped of Cannoli and I.
Nice.
If I could find it while we're on the stream, I will show you. I know it's in my Instagram somewhere, but and the answer to your question for me, just because Cannoli's been watching this show a lot, and I always say, but I'm not as rude as her.
I have
Leah Remini from
What's
King
going
of-
on in here?
Hey, Jay, what's up?
What the freak is happening in here? Who are
Listen,
these beautiful people?
Jay, you are
And
so
me.
kind.
Beautiful people and me.
Look at all these beautiful people in here.
I
How
know.
come I
Thank
never
you.
get invited on these live streams? What's happening?
Dude,
Because
you're
I'm thing
so-
2, not thing 1.
He got so upset when he was thinking.
Tell him he's not
I
invited
just wanted to
because
say hi, y'all. Carry
tell him
on,
I have to
carry on.
super chat him a bunch of money to get him to read my email. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Oh, that was so sweet of him. You know what? Can you do me a favor? I've been watching several live streams of you guys, and there's this one girl that keeps super chatting on Ryan and Jeremy's show in the morning. She sent some stuff for him, and he said once he gets to the content house, he will finally grab it. Will
Hold
you
on, hold on.
please make sure he gets that crap? Because if she has to ask him one more time, I feel bad. Oh, I'm trying to find that picture.
I sent it to
I
you.
think it's Sophie.
Oh, you sent it to me? Where? Oh, I can't. Okay. Hold on. I can't do this. I can email it to myself. Hold on a second. I got it, you guys.
I thought that Cannoli would take over because I sent it to him too.
Cannoli, do you
All
want
right.
to do this or you want me to do it?
I just yelled at him. I told him.
Yeah,
He'll
make
get
sure he
it.
gets the stuff because it was such a big deal. Like she wanted to make sure that she sent stuff for him and Gina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
kitchen.
It's in the kitchen.
It's in the
Okay.
kitchen.
Cannoli, are you going to load that or do you want me to? He's got it. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I just
yeah.
want to point out before anyone sees the photo, this is Cannoli plus like 120 pounds at this point, right?
150. Yeah.
100,
About
like,
that.
it-
Yeah.
and
Cannoli
then
and I-
also remember, I am wearing 4.5-inch lifts in this picture.
Okay.
So like real life is, we don't talk about real life.
All right. I want 4-inch lifts. So I could just get like
No.
6-inch heels.
They
I
were
just get 6
expensive.
inches.
Let's just say that.
I get you on adding those inches on your driver's license. My driver's license says that I'm 5'1". Yes. I'm 4'11". Oh my god. You're wearing lifts?
And I'm wearing lifts. Yeah.
Dang. Wow. Yeah. Look
I'm not
at
proud of
I still want to see you guys reenact Twins.
that.
That might be on a Monday's show for you.
Yeah,
I'll just make
I'd
a
like to
guest
see
appearance.
that. Did we
Oh,
get
oh,
around
oh.
the question?
I think we got everybody.
Okay.
I think we
Okay.
got it.
What's the
All right.
next one?
So the next one.
I think Mrs.
All right.
Cannoli Sasquatch, I think you are muted.
Yeah, you're good. You're good now. No.
The light's on. I'm good now.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. Would you rather have to deal with Pride Month or Black History Month?
Black History Month.
Black History Month.
What did you say? What was the first month?
Pride Month or Black
Oh.
History Month?
Yeah, Black History.
But
Right.
Black History Month is also now a gay month up here in Canada. They overlap. So
What?
February is also queer. Yeah. It's
Is it?
weird.
What's the full alphabet?
2S 2SLGBTQIA plus. There you go.
What's the 2?
Two spirited. So this is a weird thing that's been so the 2S is two spirited. It's an indigenous belief originally in which like a person just has sort of like an emotional synchronicity with like an animal spirit out there. But for some reason, they've co-opted it as like, I can be both male and female, which is also gender fluid, I think.
Bro, are they just making shit up at this point?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are.
they
Yeah.
been. Yeah.
100%. Yes, they are. All right.
And you wonder why our kids are fucked in the head.
It's
Oh my
so
god, I'm sending you another photo, Miss Canola.
Okay. Are you sending it to Cannoli too? Because then he'll add it. Listen,
I will 100%
Meatball,
send it.
Meatball, how old is your tiny human now? 4?
She turns 5 in 3 months.
All right, cool. We'll be there. So listen, protect your tiny human. Okay, it's not safe out there.
especially
For real.
since she's a girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Protect her, please. I love that little girl. She's too sweet. So protect your tiny human. That's what we call her.
You
the
should.
tiny human.
Do you know what the messed up thing is? So today she quit dance class because dance class got a little too woke for us, and so today was her first day.
Wait. You're. How did it get too woke for you? I need to know.
So her dance class had like, I want to say 12 kids in it, right?
Okay.
And throughout her dance, this is like her 3rd or 4th year doing dance, and like there's always 1 or 2 boys in the class. Whatever, it's fine, right?
Okay.
They gave the lead role in the dance class recital
Sorry.
I
to a
know.
boy that was playing a girl.
Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. I missed that. What did you just say? That they're giving the lead role to a boy who's playing a girl?
Correct. In the recital, it already happened. It happened last week. The lead role, it was Moana. They were doing Moana as their theme, and the lead was a boy. And first year ever dancing, and was not good at it. But like my daughter, who's been dancing for 2.5, 3 years, and they literally told us it's for diversity to show that boys can do what girls can do and girls can do what boys. And I was like, I'm out.
I'm so tired.
I'm out.
I'm so
I can't.
tired. Good for you. You know what? I appreciate that you as a parent stood up for your kid and said, I'm out, getting the fuck out. That's not okay. And so what does that say to your daughter? What does that show your daughter?
And then so today was her first class at gymnastics. She's like going over to gymnastics now. And it was like the room had, I think, 8 total kids, and 3 of them were boys and 5 were girls. And like at no point in time did they even do anything other than this is what we're going to do and go do it. Right? Like it was like, I don't care if you're a boy or girl or whatever. So it's very refreshing for her. But like the whole protect her thing, I was just like, I can't deal with that stuff anymore.
And the missus was right on with you?
If it wasn't for the fact that we already bought the outfit and the tiny human wanted to go on the stage to do the performance, she would have yanked her same day.
I agree. Okay. Oh, Subtle, I'm really sorry about that. I know. Sometimes they gender swap at the last minute. It happens. What other questions do you have, sir?
All right. Next question. Should your partner be able to go through your phone and vice versa?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I have nothing to hide. Listen.
Yeah. My husband goes through my phone. I just tell him, just use my phone. It's fine. Same with my computer. I got nothing to hide. Why would I keep that from him?
If they don't let you go through it, then they're hiding something. So like,
yeah, that's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
Bro, no one will ever go through my phone under any
What's on your
circumstance.
phone, Meatball?
If my phone was left unlocked and my wife grabbed it and went through my phone, there's nothing in there she's going to find other than baseball gloves, guns, and random memes
Then
that
what are
are
you
highly
concerned-
inappropriate.
Yeah, then what are you scared about?
It's the lack of trust to pick up my phone and go through it. There's a difference between, hey, here's my
I don't
phone,
think
make a
that I
phone call or
don't
whatever.
necessarily look at it as a lack of trust. I think that it's just trust that you
Wait a
trust
minute.
each other, that like you can have them look at your phone and it'd be no big deal. Like if you have them like, here, look, check out this photo, and then they look at that and then they're like, oh, look, a notification, and they're like, oh, hey, this person is saying hi to you on Twitter. What is this?
Right.
What's your feed like? Why is your feed? You know, it's that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you're looking at it in a bit of a negative way. It's just like, it's not that they're having your phone to look, it's just you trust them so they can just do whatever they want kind of deal. It's not that they're necessarily looking for dirt unless you have dirt.
I don't even really look through Cannoli's phone. Like, if I pick it up, first of all, I can't remember his fucking password to save my life because it's his dad's police badge number from New York. So I can never remember it. So I have to ask him. But if I went into his, sometimes, if anything, I would look at like his Twitter conversation because I think it's funny where he's with Vex, Copa, and Whitey. But sometimes when I'm working out and I'm using his laptop, their conversations come through and I see it and I laugh at it because Vex is calling him an autistic slut most of the time.
Jesus.
But I don't, there's nothing I really need to see in Cannoli's phone. So I don't even think I would care to go through his phone. Because we're signed on to our Twitters, our Googles, everything is intertwined on all of our computers and we just have to switch users. Like, for instance, before when Steph was having trouble getting home, Cannoli was on the laptop on my Twitter and he's like, hey, Steph just sent you a message, yada, yada, yada. And he was telling me, and he actually answered her back for me because he was on the computer. So I don't know. I don't care because thanks for shouting out my password. Dude, if I can't remember your dad's badge number from his retired cop days in New York, how the
Hey, Cannoli, I'll give you some pro editing tips. Just tell me what your father's badge number was.
See, I think that's the thing. Like, if you're not worried about them, like
care.
looking at the notifications on your phone, you know, then it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But if you are worried about them, like, oh shit, she's got my phone. What if something pops up that I don't want her to see? Like, why?
See, I think I'm in a different mindset.
This is why we have you on the show, sir. Go ahead.
Like, oh, my phone's open up, and then they look at my phone because a text message came through, right? And then they're like, well, what is this text about, right? That's not going to bother me, other than they might be like, what the fuck is wrong with you and your friends, right? Like, that might be
most of the time what I say about Cannoli. I'm like, Jesus, what is wrong with you and your friends? And why is Vex having to set you straight again for the 1,000,000th time? So I don't know. I think if you are in a secure relationship and your partner picks up your phone, it shouldn't be an issue unless you have something to hide.
My problem comes from I'm asleep and then my significant other comes over, takes my phone, tries to open up my phone.
I wouldn't do that.
Her face, right? And now they're looking for something in my phone to go find, right? You're not going to find anything.
No, that's wrong.
That process right there, like, I'm done. I'm out. Get out.
But that's wrong, and I don't think that any of us.
You're leaving out context because something led up to that moment. There is always going to be a reason why, like, a girl would go through a phone,
right?
You know, it's never like it's never, there's always reason. So if they feel like there's a reason to go through the phone, that's a conversation that needs to happen,
right?
Like what's making you want to do that? You can have it, here you go, but then you need to have a conversation. You know what I mean? So there's context missing. There's something led up to that action,
right? Yeah, because I don't ever feel like I need to look in Cannoli's phone for anything. Because one, I'm not really worried about anything. And if I don't know. You know what? Like I said, Cannoli and I are very boring. We've been together so long that it's like neither one of us have any time to get involved in extracurricular activities, if you catch my drift. So I don't think I'd ever be worried about going through his phone and seeing anything. And he is always very quick to give it up, the phone that is. And so I don't know. I'm fine with it but I know there's a lot of relationships where people don't want their significant other going through their phone because that's their private thing. And I guess I respect that too. Oh, here, Meatball, is this what happened?
She was looking through my phone. What is this? You can gain 4 inches of height with this surgery?
Well, because your wife is relatively on the shorter side, right?
She's the same height as I am.
With or without your lifts?
If we're standing barefoot, we are essentially the same height.
Gotcha. So you can look deep into each other's eyes. I get it. Okay.
When she's like, I want to wear heels, I'm like, God damn it, where are those
and
shoes?
And then I have Cannoli who can put his arm right on top of my head.
Yeah.
'Cause we're a whole foot different. So
He
okay.
might be a foot taller than me.
Yeah,
on some days.
he's a foot taller than everybody, pretty much. I mean, when we were at the Vegas meetup, he was just pretty much over. I think people were giving him their phones so he could just like record just
Yeah.
the audience and stuff. So, okay, well, if you want to give us another one, and then we can let Vex answer last if you have another one.
I do.
Okay.
All right. So you have to choose one. You can't say abstain or it's something in the middle. Your significant other is the person that fist fights people at the bar, or your significant other is the guy that will not say anything to the guy at the bar that's hitting on you and doing catcalls. Which would you rather have?
I think you missed a part of the question. I think the question should be, is your significant other the one that's putting up the fight, or are you putting up the fight as the woman?
No, he is. Some guy looks at you across the bar and he's throwing a bottle and running them hands.
I don't know.
Or he's not saying anything at all and just letting.
Or
it
he won't
happen.
say anything. Some guy walks up to you and smacks you on the ass and.
I'd prefer the first part. The second person sounds like they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah. Yeah. I would hope that Cannoli would say or do something, but Cannoli also knows that if I've had a couple of Trulies in me, I'll fucking tell him how it's going to be. And I'll tell that guy, if you smack my ass again, we're going to take this out in the parking
Wait,
lot.
what was the question?
Please repeat. Go ahead.
All right, you have to pick one or the other. You can't pick anything in the middle. And you
Okay.
can't
And I
abstain.
pick something in the middle.
Would you rather have your significant other be the guy that starts fist fights in the bar because someone's hitting on you, or be the guy that lets it go and the guy comes over, smacks your ass, cat calls you, whatever? Which you have to pick one of the two.
Fist fights.
Yeah, fist. I say fist fights too, but I was just giving you a reality check of how it would work in my world. I would be the one telling the guy to go fuck himself, and Cannoli, because see, I drink and Cannoli doesn't. So when I get liquid courage, I would tell that guy, if he slaps my ass again, we're gonna take it outside. And Cannoli, here's the thing about Cannoli, real quick. So when we were in high school, because we're high school sweethearts, and there was a fight, Cannoli, being 6'5", would just stand there behind his friends fighting for moral support as a 6'5" dude. He never had to get his hands dirty. He could just stand there.
He's scary.
I know.
When he needs to be.
My husband's 6'2", so he can be pretty intimidating when he wants
Yeah.
to be as
So
well.
I don't
Yo,
know. We
You
would
know what? I'm
all
gonna
want
start
our
biting some ankles around here for a little bit of respect. God damn.
we would all want our significant others to fist fight the person who was calling us out.
That's
But
kind of
we-
hot as well. I'm just 100%.
Yeah, 100% is what we would want, but realistically, I'm not really sure if Cannoli would do that, just because. Oh, here, Copa is a kitten. He doesn't like fighting. Yeah.
That's a pretty low T response from you of all people.
Very
so
low
far.
T, Copa. Yeah, see, I would bust chops and throw hands at the bar. I don't give a shit. You know, that's kind of how I am.
I want to ask Joker Voice because he works at a bar.
Yes, he does.
Does
does.
he see more from the run the hands or the just let it go guys?
Well, all I know is when we went to Joker Voice's bar, there was no hands throwing. The only thing that was going was him and I dancing to Spice Girls. So
Wow.
Nice.
it was a very low T night. We were dancing to "If You Want to Be My Lover." It's our thing. It's our thing. So, yeah, I have to say that I think all the women on the panel would like their men to stand up for them, but I just don't know how realistic that is, and especially if the woman has had a couple drinks in her, she'd take care of shit on her own.
I like
My
it.
husband's been pretty straightforward with just like, yeah, I will, because I like to go to raves. So he's been straightforward, just like, yeah, if any guy tries to do anything, I will throw hands. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if Cannoli wants to put a comment in the chat of how he would handle it, he's more
He's too
than
autistic
welcome
for
to.
that.
I know. I don't know what he's doing over there.
3 in the chest, Cannoli.
Yeah, so we'll see what he has to. Let's see. What does he say? I see a lot of posturing and big talk from guys trying to keep their ladies from throwing hands. Then I have to play referee. See, that's probably how it would be. I mean, Cannoli wouldn't want to stand for that shit, but he kind of knows in the sense that I can handle my own when it comes to that.
Mhm.
But it wouldn't necessarily, I don't say that he wouldn't defend me in the right circumstances. I don't doubt that at all. But he knows that I can handle my shit. There's a lot of times I handle shit for all of us. Just saying.
I'm gonna start bringing you along when my waitress brings me mashed potatoes instead of French fries.
Well, that's just fucked up, and she ain't
Miss
paying
Canola, can you
attention.
take care of this?
That's right. Listen, my fucking friend here. Yeah, he might be wearing lifts, but he wants his French fries. So, all right. Do you have any more questions?
I have 4 more questions.
Oh my God, 4 more.
You came prepared. Yeah.
Damn. All right, let's go.
If you had to pick one for, I don't know if you guys have daughters or sons. If you had to pick either your son or the person dating your daughter to have the personality of, would you rather them have Andrew Tate or Donald Trump?
Ooh.
Aren't they kind of the same guy in all honesty?
I'm gonna go with Trump. Andrew Tate's just insufferable douchebag.
Yeah, I would probably have to say, I would say Trump.
I see them as the same person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to make that.
The personality, like the energy is basically the same. Just what they're talking about is very different.
Subtlety, Vinci. That's true. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question because sometimes I can see them as a similar human being. Yes.
Yeah.
And
So was it a slam dunk?
No,
all the way
like
across?
I don't know. Like Andrew Tate.
Well, okay, I'm not thinking about what they're
I don't
saying.
know.
I'm just thinking of the personality, right? So both of them are very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very, oh my God, not courageous. They're
forthcoming.
Very sure of yourself. What's the word?
Yeah.
Cocksure.
No, very conceited.
Confident.
Confident, thank you. I don't know how that escaped me. They're both very confident. They both think that they're in the right for whatever they're saying and doing. They both don't have any issues with putting forth what they believe in, regardless of what everyone says. So they both have the same personality traits.
Like the same cadence, maybe?
Yeah. So I wouldn't care either or. Now, if we're talking about like ideas that are being spread, then sure, I'd prefer Trump over Tate.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't, I know of Andrew Tate, but I haven't really, gotten.
He's just a clown. That's really all it is. Like for every one little grain of truth that he has, it's maybe good. He's got 10,000 grains that are just him trolling people or being stupid.
I just haven't really surrounded myself with his content too much, but I know pretty much he's just can kind of be a little bit of a douchebag.
I feel like Trump can back it up, whereas Andrew Tate can't.
Andrew Tate's a
in
world
that way, I
champion
feel like
kickboxer.
Trump might have the edge here.
But I'm just thinking about personality wise, right? Not knowledge wise. So that's why I'm having a hard time answering the question. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's a hard one. I'm not
for
sure.
A good question then. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Bex.
All right, next. Go ahead.
I don't like that one.
All right. Would you rather be a jewelry designer or make perfume? And whichever one you design, whichever one you choose, do you think you'd be successful at it?
I would do jewelry in a heartbeat because I love jewelry and I think I could do it well. Being a perfume designer, getting the smells just right that are different from everybody else, I think I would have a hard time. So I would do jewelry designing.
I would do jewelry designing because I actually I make bracelets and I find enjoyment. It's soothing for me. Perfumes, unfortunately, give me migraines. So
yeah, strong perfumes is the same.
And you know what I didn't put in. So I've actually made jewelry too. I made all of the jewelry for my cousin's weddings, all of her bridesmaids. I made all the jewelry for her as her wedding gift. So I used to make jewelry a lot back in the day, and so I do enjoy it and it's therapeutic. Yeah. So I would say that I would definitely do jewelry because I've done it. I made my mother-in-law so many different pieces of jewelry. So I definitely would do that.
I was actually thinking about, how everybody has their merch tables and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yes. I was thinking about making bracelets for people, not charging, but just making bracelets and being like, oh my God, you know who I am.
Dude, I would wear one of those. I love bracelets. I would wear
Yeah,
one.
so I was thinking about doing that for meetup. So I might just go to the store tomorrow and then start making bracelets for like Dallas and just
You should. I would totally
Yeah,
wear one. I love the beaded bracelets and stuff.
that's what I make. I make the beaded bracelets. So I was thinking about doing that and having putting little turtles on them.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot. So real quick. So Steph was on the Rogue Attraction and I was watching her stream. And I love turtles as much as you do. Like turtles, I'm obsessed. When Steph was talking about her obsession with turtles, I'm like, oh my God, I friggin' love turtles and penguins. I love. But when you were talking about your obsession with turtles, I was like, that's my girl right there.
Turtles and koalas. That's my thing. I have a bunch right here.
Yep. I would definitely I would buy a bracelet from you. With the turtle on it. So
I like wearing bracelets regularly as well. So I totally just pick up a bracelet.
I have a bunch of beaded ones that I have one of those jewelry things that you can put all your bracelets on. And for a while I was collecting all of the bracelets that have there were different stones and what the stones the metaphysical properties of the stones and what they did to you and stuff. And so I got into that for a minute. And so I have a ton of different colors. So I think you definitely would do very well with that because that is a huge industry.
Well, I mean, I just want to. I don't want to make them. I just want to give them away.
Just spread the love, Yeah.
I totally.
Here's a bracelet.
Oh, Meatball, look. This is for you. I think she's talking about your tiny human and not you.
Can we not? I'm gonna take it as me though.
That's
You're
okay.
welcome.
I would. So, Vex, what would you do?
I'm going against the grain. Perfume. There's so many cool things you can do with perfume, like mind control. I can kill people. I can poison someone.
She went straight for mind control.
So fast.
Yeah.
And that's it for Vex, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Shit. I didn't think you'd go that angle, but okay. So if anybody gets perfume from Vex,
my husband already knows that if I'm going to kill him, it's going to be with food. So if I can take that energy and put it into a perfume on a mass scale.
Who are we killing on a mass scale?
Whatever it takes. Now, is there a certain scent that you like? Do you like the florals? Do you like the musky smells?
I like foresty smells.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And ocean smells.
Ocean. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Okay. Sounds good. So she'll no longer. Okay. All right. Well, listen, everybody's telling you what they do not want from you. So, all right, Meatball, what's next?
What is your spirit animal?
A penguin.
A turtle.
A whale shark.
What the fuck?
We all know. I'm telling you, women know this shit.
Okay,
I mean, as much as I love turtles, a penguin tends to be my spirit animal. I don't know why. So my mother-in-law, quick story. I was talking about penguins and how much I love them. And she went to this local granola farmers market store out here, and she bought me this little penguin, and it has all of what a penguin represents on the back, and it's on my desk at work. It's my spirit animal.
When we went to the Atlanta Aquarium for our anniversary, I only wanted to go there because ever since I found out that aquarium existed as a kid, I've wanted to go, and I just sat there looking at whale sharks all day. I love whale sharks.
See?
They're amazing.
And that explains a lot because she'll fucking chew you up and spit you out.
I mean, they're not carnivorous, but
they're not. Yeah,
they're gentle giants.
Oh, see, and that's what Vex is. She's a gentle giant. She'll bring the T when it's necessary, but she'll bring the E also. What? What's that face? What happened?
Gentle?
I think you should
She
be
calls
gentle.
your husband an autistic slut. How is that gentle?
No, wait. Vex is gentle with me. I can't say what
That's
she is
true,
with everybody else. She's gentle with me, and I appreciate her. What she does with my husband is her business, and they have their own room for that. And that's when I don't give a shit. I don't pick up his phone. I don't care what Vex is telling him, because let me tell you, real quick, Vex tells him exactly what I've told him, and she just repeats it. So I love Vex because he's like, oh, yeah, Mrs. C said the same thing. Yeah, I know. But he listens to Vex. He doesn't listen to me. He listens to her, and I allow it because she can put up with this shit.
I don't. I just kind of, if he has a question, I'm just nice enough to answer it. That's all. All right. What's your next question?
All right. We have 2 questions left. This is the second to last one. In 1 sentence or less, what is your controversial take?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Women are stupid.
The Fast and the Furious franchise is incredibly entertaining.
Yes, we have a winner.
That's a first I've ever heard from a woman.
Wait, I have a follow-up question. What are your feelings on Tokyo Drift? Because it's a very controversial.
I know. It is very controversial.
And do you love it or do you hate it?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I don't mind. It's not the strongest of the Furious movies, but I don't mind it. And I think what makes Tokyo Drift like really kind of annoying to a lot of people is like the lead actor and his accent. A lot of people don't like it. And it doesn't have Vin Diesel in it. You can't have, I think that you need to have Vin Diesel. Now, I think it was too early. You know what? I think it was too early for Tokyo Drift because like you had all of these fast movies and we had Hobbs and Shaw, and I enjoyed Hobbs and Shaw. I thought it was good. There's a lot of setup for that, and I think Tokyo Drift kind of like came out of nowhere and people didn't like it.
Hold on.
Yeah,
So what
that's
did you
a
think
great
about
take.
Fast X? Because now there's a thing going around that
I loved it.
Okay, Vin Diesel's apparently really upset that it's doing poorly, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it just passed 500 million, which is pretty
I was
good.
like, doing poorly where? Everyone's watching that.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about.
That movie does really well overseas. But I loved Fast X. I thought it was really entertaining. Like I already watched it twice. I want to go see it again. I like it. I like the Fast franchise.
All right. What about your take, Mrs. Cannoli?
I've been sitting here trying to think of one. I don't know. Women can be strong, but also need a man to take care of them. Is that controversial?
Nowadays it is.
Yeah, now
It is
now
now.
it is.
I mean, I can be a real strong bitch, but I want Cannoli to take me out on a nice date and wine and dine me. Is that okay?
No.
I
No,
guess
you
not.
have to be able to wine and dine yourself nowadays.
Oh, I have been. I've been.
As all the cans clatter.
I've been whining and dining myself all night. Don't tell him I got stuff on the computer.
Oh,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Stovepipes in the chat.
Anyway, I don't really know. I guess that's my controversial take because I could be here all night because I have so many. Like, stop trying to fuck our kids and stop trying to get our kids to change.
I
their
don't think those are
behavior.
controversial, to
That's
be
I don't
not
fair.
think so either.
controversial.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, what's controversial anymore? It's really hard to tell,
Things that would offend people, like of any background.
Yeah, I guess being a strong woman, but still needing a man to take care of you, or still wanting a man to take care of you, and I still want to be courted once in a while. It's kind of nice to have a man take care of shit. Like when Cannoli fixed my rowing machine the other night. Those things matter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's next, Filipino?
Very last question of the night. What is the hardest challenge facing women today?
Men.
Being considered a real woman.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
No. It's not being considered one. It's actually like being a woman.
And being represented as one?
It's actually like being a woman and actually stating that you were a woman and telling all of these people in woman face that you aren't a woman. You're literally fighting to be seen.
Right.
Nowadays.
That's why I say men is the biggest one, because it's just a bunch of men parading in dresses that are currently the biggest hurdle
you're right,
for women.
you're right.
Oh, so you're not
Absolutely.
talking about like me. You're
No,
talking about
I'm
that.
talking about all
Oh.
the dudes pretending to be chicks. Those are the biggest hurdle, because now people have this muddled view of what a woman is and they can't define it. And now they're stomping all over our kind of rights and privileges to do whatever weird gay thing that they like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, you're right. I think it is. I think our biggest challenge right now is these people claiming that they're transgender and just men claiming to be women and just throwing a dress on with their porn stash and thinking if they put eye makeup on that they're automatically a woman.
This is why I really think it's a mental illness. Is you want to be
It's 100%
passing
a
as
mental illness.
yeah, you want to be passing as a woman, but you still have a fucking beard and mustache. Are you
I don't.
serious?
Listen, my thing to you is pick a fucking lane. Pick a lane. You can't be both. I mean, if I had a mustache trying to dress as a woman, I'd be mocked for it. But it's okay for them to do it because they are transitioning or they want to be the best of both worlds. That doesn't make any sense.
It's because they are living their truth, and how dare you question their truth.
Amen. You're right, honey. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
But us living our biological truth is
disrespectful now.
Disrespectful to them.
Let me tell you what's disrespectful. You putting a dress on and calling yourself a woman. I had my fucking loins ripped open and a baby taken out.
Oh, but honey, they are pretending to have menstrual cramps.
Oh my God. We showed a video a couple weeks ago on that where this person thought they were having, first of all, this person thought they were having like their first period and they were bleeding and really weird. And I wanted to comment, honey, you just had vaginal surgery. You should probably go get your shit checked because it's not a period. Your stitches are coming undone. So it's a huge insult. And I think that is our biggest problem right now is that women are being made a mockery of, and being a real woman is not cool anymore. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being discredited for being born a woman and living as a woman. You can do what you want, but keep it to yourself. Having a whole month of these fucking people playing dress up is just disrespectful. I'm sorry. It really is disrespectful. So
yeah.
That's all
you are accepted as a woman though if you decide to hoe yourself out. I will say that.
Well, that I don't have time for because I'm working full time trying to run a podcast and raise a 15-year-old where social media influences the shit out of her.
Just
so.
everywhere you
full
go.
time if you open that OnlyFans.
Everywhere you go, just start twerking. There you go. That's all you got to do.
You know what's interesting real quick, and then I know we need to end. It's been 2.5 hours. We usually try to only go 2, but real quick, I watched the Whatever podcast, and the amount of money that these women make on OnlyFans is disgusting.
I don't think those are real numbers. In all
you don't
honesty.
think $70,000 a month is real?
No, they're doing something else because statistically, not that many women make that much money on OnlyFans, and for him to consistently have only guests that are high earners on OnlyFans, hard doubt. Like
it makes
there
me.
was.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. It just makes me second guess my choices in life. But what?
No. They're definitely doing something else, or someone's catering from it. Like there was a girl on there like a few months ago who said that she was making like 6 figures off of OnlyFans, and then she came back on the show like 2-3 months later, and she was broke and had a dude taking care of her. Okay. So she was definitely lying about how much money she had, or she was just being. I don't believe someone could be that stupid in that short of time with that much money.
Yeah. No, good point. Yeah, it just drives me crazy sometimes hearing what these women make. But anyway, I appreciate your questions. Feminism ends when they need a couch moved. Absolutely. But you know what, though? In my household, I don't wait for cannoli for anything. He's like, will you just wait a second and I'll help you? I'm schlepping shit up the stairs. And he's like, would you wait a minute? I'm like, I've got no time to wait. It's my own fault. I mean, I do it to myself. My camera's all fucked up again. Anyway. Well, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who joined on my very first female podcast. Truly the female perspective on my new channel. I really appreciate it. Steph, thank you so much for joining us. I know you are so busy, and I really had such a great
time.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, it's Jeremy. Jeremy, what's up?
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Hello.
Jeremy, what's up? It's Mrs. Cannoli Sasquatch.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for stopping by. How are you? Shouldn't you be doing D-Day Cobra? It's like really late.
I was just streaming that, and now I've got to go stream a video game. So I heard Steph in here. I wanted to come say hi. So.
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you so much for stopping by. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Of course. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
I'll say hail to the 199.
Oh, she said hail 199.
Hail 199.
Hail 199, buddy. Oh, look at that. Geeks and Gamers coming through. You guys, let me just say real quick, because I'm 4 Trulies in, but you guys are an amazing group, and you guys are why Cannoli and I got started. And going to the meetup and meeting you guys was like super awesome. And you guys are like so fucking cool and so down to earth. And the fact that you took the time to do my podcast was really sweet. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Not a problem at all. Like I don't do a lot on my channel personally. So, and I feel like I've always been this way. I don't do a lot for myself personally. I like to help other people. and talk to other people a lot more. Miss Martin Muses is in the chat. We did a Once Upon a Time stream because we both love that show, and she's very
oh my god, I heard you.
in
You
that
know
show.
what's so funny? You were talking about that the other day. I think you were on with Jeremy and Ryan, and you were talking about it. And I wrote it down as a note because I was obsessed with that show. And
Yeah.
you're right. Up until when Frozen dropped, it got really weird, and then people started leaving the show. But I was obsessed with Once Upon a Time, and I loved the way they did that show. I meant to bring that up to you.
Yeah, I love that show. It's such a great show.
It was.
I feel like it ends at like the final battle season.
Yeah.
But and like I think that the final season you can just swipe, just don't even watch it. It doesn't even matter.
I did not finish the show because I was so sad that it was going in such a poor direction that I did not even finish it.
But it's still really good. I still love that show. You know, I have a soft spot in my heart for Hook and Emma.
Oh
and
my God,
I like
me too. Me too.
Yeah,
I loved them.
Yeah. I like the different takes on all of the Disney characters. I think that it's so much better than what the live action that Disney's putting out right now. They even have Ariel, and guess what? She's fair skinned and a redhead. So
just saying.
Yeah.
And they got every character perfect. Snow White was perfect. Except Snow White's hair was a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but everybody was done really, really well, and they did not, to my knowledge, race swap anybody. If I remember correctly.
That's why I'm telling you, don't watch the final season.
Okay.
The final season is when like they just went. They would always like dip their toes here and there in the woke stuff, but that final season, I mean, we have a dark Cinderella.
Oh gosh, okay.
And
I'm glad I didn't stick around.
I don't like that final season. It's not good. But yeah, it's such a great show.
It was so great.
Yeah,
I watched it with my daughter. I just loved it. It was really truly a live action before live action.
Oh yeah, before live action was absolutely. And I mean, it aired on ABC, you know, which is under the Disney banner. And I feel like when they started season 4, you know, they started to like kind of be in tune with whatever Disney was putting out, and the show kind of suffered in that aspect. But the acting is incredible on that show. I think that they got the acting for each and every single character just spot on. It's perfect. Spot on.
Even Elsa and Anna, they did a good job. That's what.
Yes, they did an excellent job casting Elsa and Anna, and you know, and the story and the way they sort of like change a lot of the stories, or not really change them, but sort of like intertwine with a whole lot of different things. Right. So like the finale of season 4, I love it with the Snow Queen. That's probably one of the most emotional finales where I have actually caught myself crying. Even though the season was pretty slow, I was actually kind of crying at the end with the Snow Queen. Yeah. So
it was really well done. And it was such a good concept for them to do something like that. And I don't understand why they went so off the deep end with their live action. They should have taken a note from, you know, what they did with their series of Once Upon a Time, and just kind of took it from there. But I really did enjoy that show. It was great. Yeah.
So I love being a guest on this. Like I said, I don't do a lot on my personal channel. I need to. I have members, and I do like private streams with members, and then and then on Saturdays I do Talk Nerdy, which is my weekly show with Mara. We actually like switch it up. So this weekend it'll be on my channel, but I don't really do a lot, which is why I like to come on and guest on.
Well, I loved your takes on everything tonight, and I'd love to have you on again, maybe down the road. You know, we just like to have an extra guest once in a while to get the other female perspective of what's going on out there, and just chat with everybody else and kind of just mix it up a little bit. So, yes, I guess is that we usually do the outros. Is there anything else you wanted to promote besides what you do on Saturdays? Or go ahead.
Subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Daily and Gleeks and Gleeks and Glamers. Wow.
they are Geeks and Gamers. It depends on what day you get.
Geeks and Gamers Daily and Geeks and Gamers Life. I actually, during the stream, put out a vlog on Geeks and Gamers Life. So it's a brand new vlog if you want to go out and check it out. And
they put out great content. I watch their stuff at work. And I usually watch Jeremy and Ryan in the morning, and then sometimes I catch Drunk 3PO, and then DJ Cobra likes to go late at night. The Cobra cast sometimes is a little bit later. Like I'm going to bed and I'm like, oh my God, he's streaming again. And does this man ever sleep? And
No,
so,
he doesn't. He doesn't ever sleep.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever sleep.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he sleeps. But like I said, they were all amazing to meet in Vegas. They were very, very kind, and they all really do want to see your channels do well. And so Drunk 3PO has already been on the MMM. Say it, Vex. I'm 4 Trulies in.
Mischief Mayhem Movie.
Yes, he came on to that podcast and or that stream and promoted his book right in the beginning of that. So yeah, we definitely love Geeks and Gamers, and I do appreciate you coming on. Vex, do you have anything to promote besides just saying that you can find me on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter. I might have some content out this weekend. I'm not sure yet.
Well, did you want to announce your new channel again?
Sure. I have a second channel now. So the first channel is now Vex Electronica Gaming, and then the second channel is just Vex Electronica. My Little Mermaid review is up there still if you want to check it out. And I've re-uploaded my other...
Tell me how many views you have on that review, please. It's like 8,000 plus. Oh, well,
I haven't checked. Yeah, let Cannoli be autistic about that. I don't check it. There's no need to.
Her reviews are really, really good. Like I did my review and it was such shit, but I'm new. And then Vex does it and she fucking kills it. She's really good at movie reviews. So I highly suggest you checking out her channel.
Thank you.
Meatball doesn't do anything on Twitter. That's why I don't even put him on anything when I shout stuff out, because he is just a big fat loser.
You'll just find me in the comment section.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You find Meatball in the comment section. He's just a fun little addition to our podcast. He brings good questions. And for me, I will be on, Cannoli does let me still on his channel. So I will be on his channel. We're off next week. And then we are interviewing on the Cannoli Connection, which is the week after. Cannoli? Putting it in the chat because I forgot. We're interviewing somebody who has a comic book coming out as well. I think it's Jason.
Oh,
Sandberg.
Jason. Yeah. There we go. Jason
yes.
Sandberg. Yeah.
Jason Sandberg. We're interviewing him and helping him meet his goal. My camera is fuzzy again. Cannoli, you got to get me better shit to work with here. Kind of crap is he? Launch your own channel. Let me give you a shitty camera. I made the background look all nice and this is the shit I get. What's happening? Okay. Anyway, so we are interviewing Jason Sandberg. And then, of course, you are all on my new channel, Mrs. Cannoli Sasquatch. I'm going to try to do, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to do a Barbie review. Because
I'll be doing a Barbie review too. I'm so hyped for that movie.
Yeah, me too.
My channel is all about making real women great again. I really want to just, and Barbie's going to trash it. I loved Barbie growing up, but I really think there's going to be an alternate message. You've got America Ferrera in it, Will Ferrell, and I think they're kind of not. I think they're on the other.
Simu Lee's in there, and already I know it's just going downhill.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be quite what we expect, but I'll be doing a review on that. And then, so just look forward to content. I'm not really sure what this channel is going to be like, but I definitely want to get a lot out there this month for, just so you guys know, I really want to remind you real quick before we go. This is the only flag that matters. Okay? This is it, right here.
What about the Cannoli Sasquatch flag in your background?
Oh, that one right there. Yes, the Italian flag and then the American flag. That's all that matters. So anyway, just stick around. I'm really not sure what I'm doing with this channel, but I'm going to get my feet wet and see what works for me. And if you guys want to come along for the ride, I appreciate it. Filipino Meatball, it's always a pleasure. I appreciate you hanging out with, these high levels of estrogen. No?
As long as you're not yelling at me.
I'm not. I would never yell at you. I love you, Meatball. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And everybody's everybody's links to everything is in the description. So go ahead and check it out. But once again, I'll see you guys next month for another Truly the Female Perspective. And then have a good night. That's it. Cannoli, take us out.